Welcome, everybody, to McGrew's Reviews. Revamped. We have an intro theme song now. Before, we were just cutting in from silence. It was awful.
We're just winging it.
Oh, yeah, we're just winging it. Also, Tommy, let me put you in your place. There you go. In your place of power.
You're the
main. You're one of the main guys. This is your show. Hi, folks. Everyone knows Tommy McGrew, the titular character of McGrew's Reviews. I'm Sammy Gonzalez, your host this evening, your MC, if you will. We got to figure out how to call it. But joining me, like I said, as always, the man of the hour. This side. Yeah, this side.
I'm over here.
Tommy McGrew. Say hi, Tommy McGrew, to the
What's
people.
up, everybody?
How you doing today, Tommy?
I'm excited.
Really?
No, I'm trying to put energy. It's Sunday. What the fuck do you want from me? I'm lazy as fuck. I've been lazy all yesterday. I woke up lazy today. Literally woke up just to go to my couch and play video game. And here I am.
I haven't played video games in about a month, and I played Madden last night or 2 nights ago, and I'm like, I'm just done with video games for a while.
I literally deleted Madden last night.
Yeah. I was just like, it's the same. I've been playing the same game for the last 10 years. But anyway.
As we all
that's
have.
Your first problem.
I know.
Playing Madden.
I know.
That's all we got, man. Like 2K's gone. So we got,
yeah, NCAA football, which is mine.
Fix. Yeah.
Right. That said, though, you hear other voices. Let's go ahead and introduce our other co-hosts this evening. We have beneath, down below in the squares, but never beneath me in life. We have our special guest and rotating cast member,
and Morales, a.k.a. TACOPOWAH.
Oh, my God. TACOPOWAH. It's no ER. No hard R. It's AH. Let's get it right. And joining us, the perennial, the lovely, the sensual. I did it right. There you go. We have.
It's DJ. What's up, y'all?
TJ looking buff,
AKA
man.
Barry White 2.0. Right?
He's got this angelic glow. Actually, the whole bottom section of this podcast has just this angelic glow behind them.
Yes.
It's what happens when we record before 7 o'clock. But anyway.
Yeah, we don't live in an eternally night city. This isn't Gotham.
Oh, no, this is eternal darkness, guys.
There is lights where we stay.
Hold on. You guys request a color. I could change this background color. You know what? It's McGrew's Reviews. I should probably change it. Nope. Why is this not working?
Yeah, I see no different background.
Yeah. My lighting here changed more than yours did.
Hold on. Why are my remotes not working?
They're broken.
That's weird. That's a new development. What is happening in the world?
Stop buying cheap shit, Sammy.
This looks cheap. It's
Gabriel,
nice. That is so funny. Hold on. I'm going to go fix this. Tommy, TACOPOWAH, TJ, how was your guys' day? I don't care. Just tell them.
Hey, look, I already told you how my day was. I ain't doing shit. Don't plan on doing shit besides this. Just watching the Oscars because I'm dumb and I'm a movie whore and I buy into the Oscars, not the Golden Globes, but the Oscars. I love seeing like my favorite stars win Oscars because that follows them the rest of their career. If Steven Yeun would win an Oscar, I would love that. He's not. Is he even nominated?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, I think he is for Best Actor.
That's still good. Yeah, the fact that Glenn is now an Oscar nominee, I think, is a lovely fucking thing.
It was always really good in that movie, in that show. Anyway, he was the best part of that show.
He was the best part of
and
the
then they
show.
Murdered him extremely, and then I stopped
That's
watching.
When I stopped watching.
I stopped watching.
When I stopped watching.
Well, I stopped watching it because how could you get more violent than that episode? You really couldn't, and they never did. I don't think. I don't think.
The whole decapitating all these people and putting their heads on spikes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's not.
I read the comics,
gruesome.
so I already knew that was coming.
That's gruesome. That's not violent. I want violence.
That's one of the only times watching a movie or a TV show I was like, that's too much. I'm gonna step back now because that's too much.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Right, but that was the thing.
So we can see this guy's brains falling out, but we can't see a titty.
True.
That said,
what the fuck? You can see a dude's eye popping out, but I can't see a titty or some ass. Fuck that.
Well, you know what? I think Mortal Kombat could have used a little bit of some. I'm kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No, but we are talking about. On today's podcast, McGrew's Reviews, the newest Endeavor straight to video is how I saw it, and also released a theaters movie from HBO Max, Mortal Kombat. What?
They don't even do that. They don't even scream the fucking title of it.
Straight to DVD.
They did not scream Mortal Kombat. That is
I
true.
want to say
I hate that.
that might not be all that inaccurate. It
I
did have a very straight to DVD vibe to it.
I hated
With a
it.
big budget.
I
With a
hate
big
it.
budget.
I hate
Was
it.
it that big though, Taco Power? Was it that big?
Well,
We'll
you
read.
compare it-
We'll evaluate.
We'll evaluate.
Continue,
We'll
sir.
get to that. And then on the second half of our show, we figured 6 episodes. We can wait. We're going to be talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm sorry. They changed it. Captain America and the Winter Soldier by the end of the
Way to
series.
spoil some shit.
Shut
son.
up. These are the spoiler reviews. You had 2 days. This is why we do on Sunday. Is because I should probably preface that, of course. Also, how do you not know he's going to become Captain America at the end of this, you dummy? How
I
does
don't know.
people
might not know.
you should know and be negative and be obvious in your opinions of movies. If you're negative about it, you can never be disappointed. If you're obvious about it, you're thinking just like an exec. So, with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, 6 episodes, a lot of themes to talk about, but otherwise pretty quick, I think, to go over everything that happens. A lot of good
It's
stuff
a
in there.
movie. It's a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Let's just call it
This
what it
thing-
is. It's a movie that's split in 6 parts.
Yeah, no, it's
This
pretty
thing
good.
needed to be like at least 3 more episodes long. I felt.
Falcon
To
and Winter Soldier.
explore some of the stuff that happens in it.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not at the review.
We aren't.
Save it.
God damn, TJ, it's okay.
Anything else to check?
We could tease a little bit. We can kind of give the people a little bit of the flavor beforehand, a little appetizer, hors d'oeuvre of our review.
No, we keep it rigid. No freedom here.
Oh goddamn.
Yeah, same
Same thing, Shao Kahn, whatever you say.
Same thing should be rigid from a guy who's domineering over us is kind of terrifying. But anyway, that said, before we get to the show, though, we have to thank our sponsor, guys. We have sponsors now. It's a new show. It's a new world. I did all this production value, and we're getting sponsored, and it's great. You know who that sponsor is, though, Tommy? Can you take a guess?
You?
Absolutely goddamn right. It's MexMerch.com. Thank you guys for listening to all my spiel about MexMerch.com, our sponsor for this evening. We don't have any sponsors yet.
I
So
thought it was Durex.
no, not yet. Dollar Shave Club, we're on the line.
Condom Depot.
Jaritos, Kirkland brand, we're on the line. But that being said, we need you guys to go down to MexMerch.com. Get yourself a shirt, a hat. Heck, if you got all of those already, if you're nice enough to buy those, get your partner something too if you got a partner. Or you could buy somebody for the girl you like. There's some cute stuff in there. We also have men's and a women's sections. We have athletic sections, hats, beanies, home goods, blankets, Tommy. And it's not all Mexican themed stuff, so we got designs for everyone. So check out MexMerch.com today and support your local Mexcellent podcast. And if you're watching this live on Twitch during our pre-show, you may have already seen it. And upcoming in our commercial break between the Mortal Kombat and the Winter Soldier review, you can find a 10% discount code on your entire order if you just look closely. MexMerch.com. Thank you guys for indulging in my nonsense. That said, be sure to follow us here on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, and find us on Spotify, SoundCloud, Google, and Apple Podcasts, or wherever podcasts are found. Just search the Mexcellence Podcast, and you will find us. New episodes uploaded pretty regularly now because we're caught up. So we're actually up to date as of today. We're going to keep it that way. Now, thank you guys for indulging me. Back to the show, because right now, as TACOPOWAH just told me in the pre-show and reminded me, they did not scream, Mortal Kombat! They kind of had little
Amongst
leitmotifs.
other
Did
things.
come out. The theme song did.
A
come
little
out.
leitmotif of it, but it didn't have the boop 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 boop
There was
boop
no-
boop 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 boop. That's the best part
There
of
was
it.
no,
They didn't
there was
tease
no
the balls
boots and
first.
cats anywhere to be found. I
The
want my
boots-
boots and cats.
The boots and-
Mortal Kombat theme.
The boots. And-
Yeah.
I want the 90 test your might. I want that guy also dubbing into it a little bit. But no, Mortal Kombat 2021. A lot of people were excited about this movie, and I wasn't. Tommy raising his hand for the audio listeners. Tommy was excited.
It's my most hyped movie of the year.
What? Why
This
are
and
you
Suicide
dumb?
Squad 2 were my
Why are
most
you a-
hyped movies. So far, you know,
Whoa,
we'll see how we go.
That's
That is
incorrect.
sad.
Suicide Squad 1.
Suicide was trash.
There's never been another Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
So the one that came out this year.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
So-
yeah. That's my next one. Hopefully,
We'll
that's
see.
a good movie. But this one was my summer hype movie for like at the beginning of summer, because this technically would have been the beginning of summer movie season. And this is kind of what I mean. I guess Kong Godzilla is, but
That was mine. I was like, let's
this
do
is
this.
where we are. Well, you're foolish, Sammy. But this is, but Mortal
Oh.
Kombat.
Well, I'll get to
was
my
mine.
opinions on that. Taco Power,
Don't say nothing.
you were excited for this as well?
I mean, yeah, I was so hyped for this, man. Are you kidding me? And as a '90s kid growing up on this shit, this is my bread and butter, man.
Yeah.
Look, I've been waiting for an actual good Mortal Kombat movie. Did we get it?
Perhaps. Depends on
Maybe.
how you look at it. TJ, were you excited for this movie? Like excited? You're a fighting game aficionado.
He is. He
So, was
made
Mortal
me look
Kombat
foolish.
in your rotation of games that you like playing? Because I know you play Street Fighter. I
No.
know you play Blaze Blue. I know you play.
I could give a shit less about Mortal Kombat.
You really don't.
No, it's like at the bottom of his pecking list.
That's what I figured.
I don't. I'm not bad at it. I'm competent enough in the fighting game sphere to play it. I like the '90s movie because I'm a '90s kid. So I mean, by legal obligation, I have to like it. But in terms of the IP and property, nah, that doesn't really do much for me.
Oh.
I'm cool with it. Like I probably have a lot of my attachment to the characters are kind of like, hey,
I'll be back. I just made a mortal mistake on my wardrobe. I made a mortal mistake on my wardrobe. I'll be right back.
I was like, I don't know what's happening. Can I get like a flag up, like a
wardrobe
signal?
malfunction? Yeah, right. Like a hint. But yeah, no. So
Okay,
okay,
yeah.
you don't give a fuck about Mortal Kombat. Just
No, I
be
wouldn't say
honest.
that. No, because I like the characters.
Okay.
So what I like, so from Mortal Kombat, like in terms of like the series, the story, the lore, all that stuff, I'm very familiar with it. I played almost every game, but don't really like give a damn. But like in terms of characters, like yeah, of course, I love Scorpion, I love Sub-Zero. Like they're cool designs, cool characters. Their themes are cool. New Cybot, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so, Cable, like they have really like the characters so iconic to where like, and me being a fighting game fan, like from that aspect, I like look forward to it. But from like ooh yes, like these guys, nah, I could this could have very well been the best movie ever, and I still probably would have been like, cool, I'm happy. Everybody else is happy.
Right. And
What makes TJ happy? What video game to screen movie would make TJ happy?
Detective
I
Pikachu?
I don't really like. I really don't. Maybe this might put me crucified. I've just always been in the camp where I don't really need video game movies for the most part.
You play them. You're active. Video games are an active storytelling
Yeah.
device, and
That's
movies
the whole
are
point
passive.
of the video game is like there's some things I'm probably more okay, let me rephrase that. I'm probably more agreeable to like an animated sort of movie versus a live action feature for video game movies, mainly because usually if you're bringing something like there is a lot more free reign in terms of creativity and budgets and what you can like do in terms of angling and whatnot, because you don't have to consider player experience. And so if you like an animated approach, I'm a little more agreeable to. Live action, meh.
Right.
Like The Last of Us getting a movie or a series, to me, getting a series, right?
Yep.
To
Oh,
me,
don't you talk
and
shit
Hey,
about that,
hey.
Pedro Pascal?
I know.
Are you serious?
Gabriel Luna. These are Latino leads I have to support. And I actually
Yeah,
do like
forgot
both of
about
them.
Gabriel Luna.
I like both of them
Yeah.
actually. So the fact that they're making Last of Us Mexican or Chicano, whatever you want to call it, that's nice to me. That's what I want in
I was
life.
surprised by that they even took that angle. And when I found out Gabriel Luna was in,
He's
I
from
was like, oh, I
fucking
know what y'all are
Austin,
doing
Texas.
now. Do it.
He's
Yeah,
from
I was like,
Austin,
I'm
Texas.
all in now.
Right? Half of us
mean-
here are Mexican anyway. Shit.
if I had to really pick a franchise, something that would make me happy, no, not a lot. Not one that I can think off the
Right.
dome that I'm like, this desperately needs a movie.
Right.
We
So
got Uncharted coming out too. I mean,
Tom Holland days is a little goofy to me, but we'll see. We'll see what he can do. He's tiny. I know he's a small guy, so he's not like Drake. It seemed to me like a 6-foot dude. Tom Holland is like a middle
this is
schooler.
young Drake, granted.
He's
so,
not gonna be no 6'4". He's already grown. He's an adult.
They can. Hey, if they can make Tom Cruise look tall, they can make Tom Holland look
Fair
tall.
enough. But I kind of want to go
But
into.
with those two,
Mhm.
Those two are I'm a little more agreeable on, just because there's certain
They're
instances
story-based
where
games. Yeah.
stories are so impactful that you can have some semblance, and people who just don't like video games, I think, can resonate there.
Right.
Mortal Kombat, just to kind of give a hint towards the movie, you gotta be a fan. You gotta be playing the game.
Right.
If I'm playing the games, they got a better story.
So TJ, let me get into this. Let me get into this because I kind of want to give it from my perspective, because Tommy, you love the games. TACOPOWAH, you love the games. TJ, you play the games. You may not like them, but you play them enough. Me, I always love telling this, like, understanding of video games in my perspective, because I wasn't allowed to play everything like a lot of kids were. My dad saw Mortal Kombat and blood and ripping spines out and was like, you can't play that. You can't play that. I can say why I didn't play GTA till college, because I couldn't shoot cops. My dad didn't want me shooting cops. That's what now I wonder where his thoughts are about that. But whatever. The idea being, and why I switched the t-shirts, guys, have always been a Street Fighter fan, of course.
The worst franchise in the history of fighting games.
Net, maybe, because 5 is awful.
I deleted 5 off my shit. I'm like, nah, man, I don't have time for this.
I know Porto Chris is in the chat. I know you
got better after a million updates.
But Capcom
5 is good now.
Yeah, well,
but it was not good originally.
But like I said, Net Street Fighter has gotten worse. 2, all iterations of 2 is great. 3 was, I never played a lot of, but was apparently pretty good. Yeah, it was really good. 4 was average. They had a lot of deals. That's why they started the DLC shit I didn't like. Whatever, we're not talking about Street Fighter. The idea is, Tommy, we'll get there.
No,
we'll get to fuck Street Fighter.
Sammy.
Well, I'm telling you why it sucks, and in relation to Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat, they had the 90s movie. Street Fighter had a 90s movie, right? Everyone likes them in their own regard. I would say the Mortal Kombat 90s movie is better than the 90s Street Fighter movie, objectively.
Not by much.
But not by much. Yeah, not by much. Yeah, but Mortal Kombat had the costumes. They had the characters. They called the characters the names. And they had a somewhat tournament. In the Street Fighter movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, there's no tournament. They're like military ops people. There's like drug running and gun running. And it's goofy and cheesy. And they have the characters. They switch some characters. But Mortal Kombat was more of a 1-to-1. Then you guys told me right now, and leading up to this, that you guys were excited for Mortal Kombat to be made into a modern movie with the budget and everything like that.
Yes.
That said, once again, I'm a Street Fighter fan. We had the Legend of Chun-Li as the response. No, Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas is Vega. Michael Clark Duncan is Balrog, which is the greatest casting choice ever.
That one worked.
But go ahead.
You get Vega, the most handsome, most beautiful, sexy fighter in all fighting games, and you get fucking Taboo.
Right. And so let's kind of let me go into that so we can get into Mortal Kombat. To TACOPOWAH's point, Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas is not particularly handsome. He's actually a weird looking dude. He's talented, but weird looking.
Looks like a salamander.
But the idea was the whole core of Vega is that he's the prettiest fighter in the world. He wears a mask, and he has his claw. He's a crazy psychopath dedicated to beauty.
He's one of the most beautiful people in the world. That's why he wears the mask to protect himself.
And he's vicious, and he's brutal. And they make it to where Chun-Li kicks the mask off. I think it's Chun-Li or somebody does. And he's like, ugh, I see why you wear the mask. As if he was supposed to be ugly in the movie, which is not the fucking point. And so I was a little excited about Legend of Chun-Li, but then I started seeing what they were doing to the characters. Bison was a gray-haired dude. I think Nash is in it, and he was played by some guy hamming it up. Kristen Crook was Chun-Li, and she's like half Asian, which was like, people were upset about that. Everything was awful about it. Michael Clark Duncan as Balrog was awesome. He never wore boxing gloves once.
The man never did anything wrong in any role he ever did.
Right. Yeah. So I watched it. R.I.P. in peace.
Yeah, right.
And I watched it with my dad. And me and my dad like shitty kung fu awful movies. Let's preface that here. I almost stopped watching it because it was that boring. So I said Street Fighter has no chance. Fighting games don't have a lot to pull from generally. But Mortal Kombat has 11 games? 13 games?
11. We're at 11.
11? Is it 11 solid, or are there any spin-offs? There's spin-offs too, I imagine.
There are a lot of spin-offs.
Yeah.
They don't count the spin-offs. There are games in the series that aren't even fighting games.
Right.
And Yeah, and
It's so
they actually put a character in one of those games in this movie, which I really had a fucking problem with. But
so they have a lore to pull from.
yeah,
And for some reason, you guys thought that they were gonna look at the lore? Let me preface that.
No, fuck you, Sammy. No, I didn't think that. Because you don't have to do that with Mortal Kombat. It's easy as fuck. I literally came up with a plot 5 minutes. 5 minutes it took me to come up with a plot for a Mortal Kombat movie. It's a tournament. Earthrealm has to defeat Outer World. Otherwise, if you lose another tournament, you're fucked. Your world is done. Okay, cool. Let's get what the best fighters on Earthrealm to fight in this tournament. Is that difficult, Sammy?
That
seems pretty cut and dry, right?
Sounds like most movies in
seems pretty good,
the
right?
Kung Fu universe.
That's all you have to do, and you be faithful to Mortal Kombat. In this modern day classic, we decided, no, we're not gonna do that shit. Nah, fuck that. No tourney. We're gonna do this before the tournament, so we don't have to see a tournament. That's why TACOPOWAH, to bring your point, you said the budget. This movie had zero budget. I predict $55 million for this fucking movie. Honest to God, they're like 4 sets, 4 locations,
right,
throughout this whole goddamn thing. It takes place before the tournament, so in my mind, I'm thinking this was a test run. Warner Brothers was gauging, okay, let's throw some of the elements in there and see if we can make this into a franchise, because that's all studios care about now.
Right,
are franchises. And so that's what they did. This, if you think of, okay, Mortal Kombat as a test run movie, that's what this is.
Right. I think what's even worse.
For the record,
go ahead,
Tommy. You are absolutely right. The budget is $55 million.
Damn!
I guessed that shit.
Bam!
I'm good.
Bam!
I am good.
So that said, Tommy, tournament doesn't happen. You got a whole introduction, and I think this is my first recognition of what is wrong with this movie. So everyone knows this. What, by the way, spoiler review. Get out of here if you don't want spoilers. You had 2 days to watch it. It takes an hour and a half. Go leave and go watch it. Come back.
Short, yeah.
We'll still be recording. I think this is the beginning of a series of universes that they're gonna try to start from scratch. That they're already too late on, because they said, okay, if we're gonna do a Mortal Kombat series, we need to establish the characters. We need to have origin stories. So we have to do it right and do it slow. But after 10 years of Marvel movies, we're already done with it. We're done. And then we saw what they did with Justice League, where they just kind of jumped ahead and said everyone's just kind of here and didn't develop anybody. So they go, we can't do that because everyone hated Justice League. So they did some development for half the characters and then just completely didn't develop others or gave them nothing to do. So it's the worst of both worlds in this scenario.
They developed maybe 3 characters.
Right. But there's like 12 characters in here.
And it's 12 in here. And the 3 that they developed, okay, Sonya, cool. Develop her. She's major part.
Right.
Okay. Kano, the most entertaining of the movie, mind you. I didn't mind that. I'm like, okay, maybe there's an angle to him. We know he's an asshole, but he's fun. Cool. Put him in there. I don't care about that.
Right.
Cole Young? Who the fuck is a Cole Young?
So let's start with Cole Young.
Please.
Don't know anything about Mortal Kombat other than some of the main characters from the original, a couple ancillary characters here, and I knew that Cole Young was apparently a studio plant. The studio said, we need an everyman in the role so people can understand what's going on here, and we need to make him an MMA guy because MMA is popular, and that's not a fighting style that Mortal Kombat has really delved into. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are there any MMA fighters? No. Okay, so other than Ronda Rousey being Sonya Blade, that's a different story. So
she's the worst Sonya Blade.
The problem is, and Xander's in there. The problem is Cole Young, whatever his name is. He gets his
Xander.
I don't know. Oh, you know why? Because there's an Xavier in the chat. My eyes are bad.
Before we jumped into Cole Young's stuff, can we just talk about the first 7 minutes of this movie?
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I know we're all over the place. This is a spoiler review. Let's kind of go a little bit down the line.
Let's start from the beginning.
So, let's introduce Sub-Zero is hunting down Hanzo, the Hanzo family, Scorpion's family. Hasashi, Hanzo.
Hasashi, yeah.
Either way. And and so his family gets murdered by being frozen into icicles and stabbed in the back with icicles, popsicles essentially, and they have an ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny, which is kind of nice. It shows that Hanzo is the proper name, right? Is a singular name.
Yeah.
Hanzo can kill people with his spear on a string, killing people easy, stabbing people in the head. Pretty brutal violence, and I kind of enjoyed it right off the bat. Like some guy gets gushed in the head, his eyeballs bleeding and stuff. I was like, oh shit, that's Mortal Kombat. That's on par. That's on cue. So then they have their final showdown, and then Scorpion just gets whooped. He gets pretty much whooped straight on.
Bodied.
Yeah, he does get
bodied. and Sub-Zero.
Granted, he did have to fight like 8 dudes before that.
Right. But no, not like he did. He was walloping them easy.
He was.
There is a part that I really like that plays a little later. He throws a spear at Sub-Zero. It hits the tree behind him. And Sub-Zero thinks everything's okay. Then he pulls the spear back and it cuts him on the cheek. That actually plays again a little later in the movie.
Right, and then he catches or something. It's little things like that. What's Sub-Zero's real name? Bihan. So he's like, I'm Bihan. I ended your bloodline. And then cut to a little bit later. A thing that bothered me. Bihan's a regular cool name. He's like 300 years later. He's like, I'm Sub-Zero now. I speak English. Fuck yeah.
No explanation as to why. Zero explanation as to what the fuck happened for the last century.
Well, he learned English. He learned English, one.
He speaks English in that scene against Hanzo Hasashi.
Does he really?
First he speaks Chinese, then he speaks Japanese. Then at the very end, after he's done with everything, he says, for the Lin Kuei.
Oh, yeah, my God. Does. How the fuck? My God. Whoa! Really? So he just went to England at some point?
And he speaks to himself in English, you know, as native speakers do. They're like, I'm not supposed to English for my internal thoughts. That doesn't work.
Who are you talking to at this point?
Right.
Everybody's dead.
Right. And so he's already multilingual. He has ice powers already. So is it safe to assume that he has the birthmark, the Mortal Kombat birthmark?
Safe to assume.
Okay. So he's got the Mortal Kombat birthmark. Does the Mortal Kombat birthmark make you live to be 100 billion years?
Hey, Sammy, the Mortal Kombat birthmark is not a thing.
Right.
That is a movie thing.
Right.
That does not exist.
We'll get into.
First appeared in Annihilation.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Really, TACOPOWAH?
You remember?
Would you take... Oh, I do now, thanks. I tried to scrub that fucking movie from my memory. You shouldn't take anything from Annihilation. You should have put Annihilation in a fucking bin, lit that bitch on fire, whatever original print you had, and called it a day. Warner Brothers, it doesn't exist. Scrub it.
TJ.
Because it's trash.
TJ, go ahead.
TJ.
This is just because I've been real quiet, just chilling in my bag.
Right.
This is my first instance of I've called this shit from the get-go. You're going to hear me say this a lot today.
Me too.
Called this shit from the get-go. But I will say, since we're starting off with spoilers, for at least the first 20-ish minutes, I was vibing. I actually liked it.
Really?
You know what? I could say that. I could say that.
Off high, and it just kind of went in a little descent, picked up a
trending downward.
So for me, from the start, and I'm with you, it trends downward. But yeah, I was like, cool. Like as a way of just starting off the movie, like opening out the gate, I was like, you know what? This is effective. Very entertaining, and I kind of like the way things are looking, like just as a setup perspective. And so when I initially started, I was like, oh, you know what? I still don't believe this shit, but all right. Like I had a slight smirk on my face. I said, this is pretty cool.
Here's something to that credit. Here's to that credit. For someone who doesn't know the lore, everything that they establish, they commit to. That is something that's real good with the movie. Is that even I don't know anything else. But everything they commit to in the lore that they tell us, they don't really show us a lot. They tell us a lot. They commit to. So the tattoo thing, the Hanzo clan needing to get annihilated, and Sub-Zero's got beef with him, whatever, that's fine. Sub-Zero living to be 1 billion years old, don't know how that works. Is he endued by Shao Kahn's evil powers?
probably because of his powers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's his powers.
He could freeze his heart rate down to 1 beat a minute or whatever. That's fine.
And he lives in a fucking Outworld now, so the rules of Outworld don't really.
Okay.
aren't
Yeah.
the
So
same
he's
as
got.
here,
So he's powered by evil. That's fine.
yeah, okay.
Powered by.
We'll
He
go with that.
he sold his soul. Yeah. Your soul is mine, and he let him have his soul to live forever. Cool. Cut to modern day MMA fighting guy Cole Jehoshaphat. I don't know his last name. I'm not going to learn it.
Hoe.
So
It's Shatterstar from Deadpool. If you thought he looked familiar,
His dad is actually an actor too. I think his name is Philip Tan. He was in Batman '89.
oh
He
wow.
was one of the Joker's henchmen.
really?
And
So there's some family stuff going on.
some
around there.
heritage here.
Yeah.
Heritage.
And so Cole's introduced, man, I'm fighting for $200. I'm going to go fight. He's a jobber for the MMA world in this underground tournament thing, and he gets his ass walloped. Now, as I was going to say, my criticism right off the bat, he's our arbiter. He's our avatar. We want to like this guy. And all he does is get his ass whooped. Now, in the other movie, the original, not to make too many comparisons, I try not to go too far back.
No, fuck
Robin-
it, because that's what we're comparing it to.
Well, Robin Shou is a monk. He's Liu Kang, and
Right.
Liu Kang is Kung Fu monk. We watched enough. There's enough in the American zeitgeist to know that Kung Fu Man is something that we can all relate to, because
Something
in our
we love.
as children we were all like, "Wah!"
No,
Kung Fu.
you know what Liu Kang's inspiration? We all know what the inspiration for Liu Kang was.
Jackie,
Bruce
Bruce
Lee,
Lee,
Jackie Chan,
all of them,
all of them in one guy.
It's-
that was Liu Kang.
right? And we can understand that because
Yes.
we don't have to be
We're
Kung
all
Fu
for it.
masters.
Yeah.
We can understand Kung Fu masters
We
because we know.
automatically want to root for this dude.
Right. But Cole, he's an MMA fighter. You like MMA, Tommy. You right? We're modern teenage boys, and no, but this is for teenage boys. You
Yeah.
gotta also realize this movie is also partially not
it's
for
geared.
us,
Yeah.
because we're elderly men.
Do Gen
Less
Z and
TJ.
teenage boys even like shit like this?
Every little boy loves ripping people's heads off, man. It's
True.
gore and
Hey,
blood.
MK11 is very popular.
Right.
So-
And that's the thing about Mortal Kombat. Things evolve beyond us, guys. We're old guys. We're older. We're older millennials.
we are.
TJ's young. I don't like to group TJ in it with us too much because he is still young and still does young man things. Goes out and has fun, does cocaine, whatever. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. I'm not gonna slander his name. He's never once ever done it. I'm fucking with him. But there's young people that consume movies. 16-year-olds.
Jesus.
None of us are 16. But what did you like when you were 16? Boobs, cars, and
Boobies.
violence.
Sex and violence. Was,
Right.
I mean, we
I
are so.
was much more preferable towards books and
Shut
not
up.
like
Shut
Which is
the
why
fuck
he
up.
has more money than all of us.
Right.
Yes, that's
Stop
exactly.
it!
Right.
I'm broke.
But which is why he doesn't bother with Mortal Kombat, because he's beyond those things.
Yeah, he's above that.
But
I-
the idea is
Okay.
boys are simple, and that's a broad generalization. We've evolved past that, but at the base level of dumb American CEOs thinking of what boys want, it's boobs and violence and blood and cussing. That's what they think they want. So that's what this movie is. Less boobs, of course, but violence and cussing. And that's what they get with this movie, at least in the intro. Cole gets his ass beat. He's an MMA fighter. Kids know MMA more than boxing, more than Kung Fu, because Kung Fu movies aren't really making the jump. Kung Fu is an old genre. Even
It's like the westerns. It's
Right.
it's in that
the
category
most
now.
recent ones that were popular were Crouching Tiger, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, no, you had the Tony Jaa.
Oh, yeah. The Ip Man,
The Raid.
The
was a-
Raid.
yeah,
But that's
yeah.
still 10 years ago.
Besides that, those are still kind of niche. Like you have to seek those out.
Right.
That's not just right in your face.
Right.
Yeah.
So so if Ip Man came out and The Raid came out 10 years ago, that kid was 6. And he wasn't allowed to watch it. So this might be the
Right.
introduction to people's Kung Fu movie for young teenage guys, or at least one of the earlier ones of a property that they
I
know.
never thought about it like
Right.
that, Sammy.
You have-
Don't say that.
So you have to make it simple, and you have to make it mass appeal, and it also has to tailor to us because we have spending money and we'll buy it and go see it. But they're the ones buying the toys. So, Jesus Christ, I am not letting that in the chat. Watch your language. So when you're looking at this movie, you have to assume that this is also for the children, and the children may not know what they want. And so you get Cole, he gets his ass beat, And Jax is like, "Hey man, you were a champion before."
Comes out of nowhere.
Much like if you were like a boxing champ, but the dynamic doesn't work because old boxing champs, that's a little more modern trope. Old MMA champs, it's like barely Chuck Liddell. Like Chuck Liddell, you'd probably say, "Hey champ, how you doing?" And he's a little bit older and not quite the same, but he's not fighting anymore. So this guy,
he got knocked out by Tito Ortiz.
Yeah, he's a has-been.
With that one down.
Yeah, so this guy Cole apparently is a has-been, even though he's like 30 or like 28.
Yeah, he's really young. And one thing that confused me here, and first of all, Cole's terrible. He's a terrible fighter. Because if you know anything, like I know a little bit about MMA because I used to follow it a lot back in the day. And as the years went on, I'm like, this is fucking dumb. I don't know. And so, and Dana White sucks. So I'm like, you know what? I don't care about this, but the knowledge is still there. And so he gets his opponent in an arm bar, which is one of the hardest fucking things to get out of. And yet his shitty fighting ass manages to let the fighter get out of it, and he ends up losing. And I'm like, so we're supposed to follow this fucking loser?
Right.
This guy.
Right.
Really?
Right.
Who let a guy out of an arm bar?
Right. And so he loses. His daughter's there like, yeah, Dad, you're the greatest.
And I thought it was his sister.
Right. Because he's very young.
It was a random orphan he found.
Anything but his actual daughter. Yeah.
Right. And then you have his...
We said their relationship until the end of the movie.
Right.
I'm in the same realm.
It was weird.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he has his wife, who I thought was his girlfriend, but apparently it's his wife who had the child that's like a grown woman who's 16, and he's only 34. Right. And so Cole,
looks like he's 27.
Right. So his wife is like, I don't watch the fights anymore. And he's like, I'm getting paid $200 to get my ass beat. So who cares? At this point, they go to a diner afterwards, and who cares? Now, since we have to speed this up, or else we're never going to make your Oscars. Do you want to say fuck the Oscars? I'll keep going.
Kind of, sort of.
Okay.
Because I got to make this point at least.
Okay.
So this girl is also his corner man. His wife says, "Nah, I can't watch him fight anymore." But no, the daughter can stay and watch him get his ass beat and bloody. That won't traumatize her or fuck up in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
Proceed.
Right. And so, and I want...
What happens to her later, she doesn't seem fazed by anything.
Right. And I want to bring this up now because we're going to start getting into other more fun characters that we like. So Cole's big thing, his big motivation is supposed to be our motivation. His motivation is, I love my family so much. I would do anything for my family. They spend 6 minutes developing that he has a family, and we don't even know it's his kid. We think it's his little sister or whatever. And then the action just happens. Now, the reason why I'm upset about it is because you could very easily fix that thing of, oh, this is his family and he loves them, by making them excruciatingly poor. They're going to diners, having a good time, taking their $200 winnings and spending it on Denny's. And then they're like, I would do anything for my family. I would die for them. It's like, I get that you're supposed to be like fighting for cheap $200 fights to keep them alive. That would be a great motivation.
His wife's a nurse.
Right. Sure. So they don't need money. So he's just getting his ass kicked for fun, which makes him even more of a moron. But if they were in abject poverty, and it was like, I'm getting my ass beat every night to make sure my kids are fed, I'm worried about it, that's a plot point I'm focusing on, you could be like, okay, this guy really would do anything for his family because he's getting his ass beat for $200 to keep rent and food on the table. But they don't do that. They don't do it.
Real quick, right off the fucking bat, you could have got rid of this motherfucker completely.
Right.
We didn't need him
Sonya
at all.
could have been our person.
No. Like I said, I came up with a plot. 5 minutes, Sammy! It took me to come up with a plot for this shit. Johnny Cage, washed up, old school action star, now relegated to doing straight to DVD type shit. But he still has the skill. He's still good. Let's see that.
No.
Let's see a washed up actor.
No, Tommy, because people want to see Johnny Cage and they need to watch the second one. So let's leave him out for now because he's at the end. We'll get there. No,
but see, that was my thing. That was my Tommy. I said this on a show before.
Yes.
That the moment that they were like, Johnny Cage, who? That's not your lead. He's not even gonna be involved in this first movie. Well, that's what they said initially, right?
Right.
I was like, red flag. Like that's that is the likable kind of like, hey, you're not really supposed to like. His personality sucks, but you can kind of vibe with him because he's a genuine guy underneath all that nonsense.
He's charismatic, yeah.
Right. And
like charismatic, like
he's
because
Tom
I
Cruise.
actually think-
He's Tom Cruise.
Yes, that's what his inspiration is Tom Cruise. Yeah.
But the other thing of why I also can't like go along with Cole Young and leveraging that plot point on excuse me, Sammy, is because if you give him an object poverty, we've seen that shit about 50 cajillion thousand times. That's the latest way to get me to vibe with somebody. Yo, if they have money, that's fine. The way you show them caring about their families, dedicating more than 6 fucking minutes to it.
Right. But when you come to these movies, like fighting game movies, where they have a lot of characters that they have to shove in there, you can't spend a lot of time. So yeah, it would be overplayed and it'd be overdone, but it'd be something we recognize and can just move on with it, so we can accept it.
Okay.
And so
Fair.
that's what it is. Because then we move on. Jax is like, all right, guys, get in. There's a hailstorm, and Sub-Zero in broad daylight is raining hellfire of ice.
He's causing it's a slush storm, man.
Right.
Like, what the fucking reason for him to just do that? I don't fucking know. He's not killing anybody. He's just like, oh, I'm way down.
Right.
The
He's
street.
not making spikes.
I just want you to know.
He's not making spikes.
No
to kill.
spikes killing people, just slush.
And my thing was, this is modern era. Cell phone footage. I would have been in the diner like, this fucking ninja man, this ninja man is making snow happen, and I'm scared. And they go away, and Jax is like, hey guys, the tattoo's real. And he does an exposition dump right off the bat.
Yeah.
Tattoos, we have one. He has one on his abs and everything.
Chosen, yada,
We're the
yada,
chosen
yada.
one. We got to do this. Guy's trying to kill us. Okay, bye. If you want your family dead, let's go. All right.
At this point, they've been driving for about 5 minutes, right?
5
Right.
minutes, yes.
And then Sub-Zero pulls a fucking Jason Voorhees and he catches up to them.
He does. Sub-Zero does a lot of Jason Voorhees-esque moves.
He really does.
He's
oh,
spooky.
goddamn, Sammy, you hit the nail on the head. He is Jason Voorhees.
Because there's
Just think of him as that.
there's a scene later where the family
Give
is
me
in
that
the
film.
compound, and
Where
like
Sub-Zero's a fucking serial killer. Give me that film instead of the shit we got.
So the family goes, they do a one shot where she goes, washes her hands or whatever, comes back, and he's in the doorway, and it's so ding, and everyone's like, ah, Sub-Zero.
Oh, God.
Just like, hey, what's up?
Right.
What are you doing here?
So
You don't have to follow me, but if you do,
so the Jax is like, all right, take the car, go find Sonya Blade in Milwaukee or some shit, and then he goes and fights Sub-Zero.
I would have been like, why? He just went inside. We could just go.
He just goes far away from here.
No, he needs to fight him one-on-one like a man. And so then Makad Brooks goes in.
Shout out to Billy.
Shout out
Brother did
to
okay,
Billy.
I guess.
Shout out
Jimmy's
What do you
Wilson.
have?
I mean, which was absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
He goes in. I did 6 tours in Iraq, motherfucker. And then he gets his arm ripped off and then thrown down a cliff. And he should have died, but he didn't. Because apparently ice cauterizes wounds, which is not how that fucking works. No. So, you guys upset about the new origin for his arms that he ripped off? Because I heard it get ripped off a bunch of different ways. Is this upsetting to you?
It does get ripped off
every time
many.
they tell this origin.
Ashtray,
Yeah,
bitch.
It's like a comic book origin. The way, like it's many different ways they say he gets his arms ripped off, so he needs the medals.
The original game, though, he still has his arms. They're just underneath the fucking
Metal.
Yeah, the metal's just an enhancement.
Oh,
Annihilation is the one that did it the most accurate, and then
yeah,
fucking MK9, he gets his arms blown off by Ermac.
Oh, so they were always enhancements. They were never
enhancements.
I thought he had robot arms since the beginning. That's interesting.
No, original game, he's regular. He looks like TJ, and like, and come MK2, that's when the metal arms came in, but they were enhancements, so he could
keep up
more.
That would that'd make more sense. That would make more sense, but we'll get to that because the movie steamrolls and it picks up quick. And there's a lot to talk about.
With that. Yes.
so then they go to Sonya's compound. Sonya says, "Hey, we discovered the Mortal Kombat tournament, the realms and everything. There's like how many river realms over realm?"
Pepe Sylvia.
Yes, she does. She pulls a full-on Pepe Sylvia.
What is that? Explain that to me.
Look, man.
So Pepe, it's always sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh,
yeah. Where just Charlie goes nuts and he puts a whole thing, the quintessential wall where, in all of movies where we have the strings going to the photos, to the notes and this, that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, she has that and she explains another exposition dump.
Yep.
This is, we tracked the guy in Brazil. Jax killed him. The mark transferred to Jax.
No, not Jax. Kano.
No, Jax.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They went to Brazil. Jax killed the guy. It transferred to Jax. They found Kano. They were looking for another person with the tattoo. Found Kano slicing his throat, and then it transferred to Kano. And they were like, okay, something's up here. And so they're obsessed with trying to figure out what the fuck this is. They did their research. Mortal Kombat. Right. So it was just like, okay, cool.
Right. And
that's
so
where we are.
So you're introduced to Sonya Blade, white woman. You had Jax, black guy. We had Cole, regular guy. And then we finally get
some kind of Asian,
regular.
Some kind of Asian.
Like I said, regular in the sense that he's white, Asian, Mexican. Who knows?
Mix.
Right?
We'll say biracial.
Who knows? Yeah. Then you get Kano, Australian.
Australian.
Kano is a delight.
He is what keeps you in it.
He is a delight.
If it wasn't for Kano, if it was not for Kano, you would have checked out already at this point.
Right.
I guarantee
you're very close. You're very close.
There was a point where I'm like, I'm going to get tired of this guy's bullshit. I just know it. Never did.
Yeah. No.
Whoever
wrote Kano knew how to write Kano. He knew how to be like, all right, we're going to make this guy a little over the top, very over the top, but also real in the sense that he's a real avatar. Because Cole's not fazed by any of this shit.
Cole is just there.
Kano's like, you had fireballs come out of your fucking hand.
How did you do that shit?
How do you, like, I want superpowers.
That actually made me laugh out loud watching the second time. When Liu Kang shows up and he introduces himself, and then he puts his hand on Kano's shoulder.
Yeah. I'll laugh my ass off at that.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Right. And so he was consistent and a delight. So then Shao Kahn is the evil bad guy?
Yes.
Okay. So
Shang Tsung.
I'm sorry, Shang Tsung.
Shao Kahn is the bad guy,
okay,
but Shang Tsung for this.
Shang Tsung.
Like he just walked off the set of Forbidden Kingdom 2.
Right, yeah. Chinese Emperor Man comes out and he's like, the Mortal Kombat tournament will be happening in about a month. Fuck that. We're just going to murder all of them so we can win. And so he goes, goons, Lizard Man, go. And Lizard is a character. He's one of the ninja characters. Reptile is one of the ninja characters.
Zyzoff, is that what they called him? They actually gave this fucker a name?
He gave him a name.
But he's supposed to be Reptile Ninja.
Characters.
Yeah.
He looked more like the Lizard from fucking Spider-Man.
Right.
Yeah, he's a monster, yeah.
He looked like Godzilla. A little mini Godzilla. Godzuki, if you will. I won't. But they go in, and now it's CG Lizard Man versus Cole versus Sonya versus Kano. Now, Sonya, we learn, is a knife thrower, and all she does is throw knives. That's her thing.
Which is supposed to be Kano's shit.
Is it really?
Yes.
Good God.
Kano's shit is supposed to be the knife throwing.
Right. But I know that Kano has one big knife because that was in the original movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then Cole is just Kung Fu Man. He gets his ass whooped. Sonya's holding her own a little bit. And then Kano is like, fuck it, I'm Australian. Stab, stab, stab. Fight, fight, fight. Smart, smart, smart. Rips his heart out. Pulls it out.
Not before Sonya does a useless spin.
Useless as fuck, TACOPOWAH. It is excessive. I'm like, okay, that was totally unnecessary.
It brings me back to Annihilation when Shao Kahn fucking does a front flip to get down 2 feet.
Yeah, it's like that. Totally unnecessary, Sammy. Should have got the knife,
Had me a
ran
knife.
up to him, stabbed him, and it would have been done.
He does it again later in the film.
Once again, me sitting on top of my high throne over here.
Hey.
Reptile fans.
Fans?
There are Reptile fans, and they're all...
Are they?
Yeah.
They're all...
Really?
Yeah, Reptile's...
He's the worst character.
Tommy, Reptile Ninja Man? That's a cool character.
I hated Reptile.
Hey,
always.
High schoolers, Tommy. High schoolers.
I like Rain more than I like Reptile.
I like Smoke versus over all of them.
MK2
Rain is legit.
Reptile is best Reptile.
But look, guys, look at he's supposed to be a ninja variant, and he's not.
Yeah,
he's just monster.
He could have been that.
No, but no. You once again, I came down, chime in right quick, because like I said, I have no bows in this fight. I was up until this point, y'all getting wild, and I'm just like, this is a bowl of me getting to enjoy garbage. Because I knew that's what it was going to be for a little bit. Now, it's not all bad.
Right.
I actually think that in terms of this fight scene, it's choreographed okay. There you go.
It's dark. It's too dark.
It's not. It's choreographed poorly. I
can't
thought.
see-
Man.
I said okay. I did not say great. I didn't say good. I said okay. I thought I said it was the
You
best.
got to remember that TJ's expectation level was 0.
Right.
It was negative.
That's
Right.
-4
It's as good as 3 people fighting a CGI Invisible Man can get.
Right.
in the dark. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's pitch black, and you don't know what's going on half the time until a flare shows up, and even then, Kano rips the heart out, and here's where it goes. I think this is the point where you go, I'm either in or I'm out. He's looking at the heart. He goes, ain't that a or no, he turns around, he goes, Kano wins. Are you in or are you out? Because I was in.
That is the movie telling you, okay, you cool with this? No? Yes?
So I was in. When he said that, I go, I'm in.
This movie keeps doing stuff to pull you in, but then
Okay.
it does more stuff to push you out.
Right.
That's what it does. It does that throughout the movie. Sammy, I'm glad you brought that shit up. That's what it asks you throughout the movie. It'll throw little Easter eggs there like, okay, we did this. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You cool with that?
Yeah,
going?
like the only person you beat was Tobias, guys. Remember Tobias?
Oh, Tobias
You
Boone?
know Tobias. You beat him. Remember Cole? You beat him. You know Easter eggs. So things like that.
Yeah.
That even I
Tons
kind
of
of
them
know
in
about
here.
him.
Yeah.
So then they beat the reptile guy. Kano's a dickhead. He's hilarious. He's like, all right, I know where Raiden's temple is. Let's go. They go and they walk through the desert to Raiden's temple. They kind of fight and they're bickering. And then Kung Fu Man comes out of nowhere. Liu Kang with his luscious hair.
My favorite character in all the
AKA,
series, and I'm
AKA's the Black Power Ranger from the movie.
Right.
He was Zack, yeah.
He was
Captain,
Zack.
what's his name from Aquaman?
Yes.
Yeah.
And look, okay, and I've been getting shit for this take since this movie came out Friday.
Damn.
I liked Liu Kang.
Liu Kang's
I
fine.
liked him.
Liu Kang's
I liked
fine.
him a lot. Yeah.
He grew on me towards the end, but that beginning when he shows up was pretty rough for me.
Well, look, so like I said, outsider. Monk
There
Man
was
comes.
a point where he bows to them and his eyes like bug out when he does it. Like he's possessed for a split second. It's like, I am Liu Kang.
I do remember that. Yeah, and he'll
Yeah, I
bow.
remember
And he
that.
bows at random times, just too.
He
He'll just be like,
does.
it's like what? No one was.
But
No one's
Sammy,
doing
to be
anything.
fair, Liu Kang is a monk.
Right.
So, like, to me, that original, as badass as that fucking Liu Kang was,
Rob a show? Hell yeah.
yeah,
Shoe?
so I fucking love, man. I wish he was in more shit.
All right.
Like, as
He was
much as like,
legendary.
yeah,
he
oh,
was.
he was.
He was.
He's
good.
in a lot of shit. But like, as much as I love that, that is kind of Liu Kang. But this was, I think, a more accurate Liu Kang because Liu Kang is a monk, and I think he captured that peacefulness of Liu Kang until you piss him off. I don't think he was as badass, which he should have been, but
Right.
yeah,
He needed.
he gets his ass kicked a lot.
He needed the Bruce Lee screams.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Like all that. I don't even know play the game, but I know what they are, kind of
Right.
roughly. So, all right, guys, we got to go train. Let's go train. And here's Raiden. And Raiden, to my understanding, because all I know is from the '90s movie, is he's kind of a dick, because he's
Kind
a
of.
god. He's a god. He's
He
bored.
can't interfere.
he's
He
a
technically
sarcastic
can't
dick.
interfere. Yeah.
He's way better in the 1995 where Christopher Lambert.
We talking about Christopher
Way
Lambert is
better.
really cool. He's like
You
the coolest
think?
guy.
I actually like this Raiden better.
It's equal because I don't care about Raiden. Raiden's kind of a, like I said, too bored because he's a god of infinity and lightning.
Yes,
So he's
just there.
I'm there. I'm here to keep the rules in place. Everyone chill the fuck out. I got to make sure Earth kind of wins or has a chance or whatever. He's just like a facilitator at this point.
Yeah.
So then, but Liu Kang is like, I got to train you guys. You guys got to do it. And so they're explaining the whole thing. And then Shang Tsung comes in, Sub-Zero comes in down the hallway is like, all right, guys, I'm coming to murdering. And Liu Kang is like, oh, shit. Now, Liu Kang, I'm thinking, goes, Raiden, help. They're cheating. But no, he's like, I'm just going to fight him. It's like, no, he's clearly cheating. Call Dad and let Raiden thunderbolt him. But no, they have to do some kung fu. And then, Kung Lao with a cool hat.
One of my favorite characters.
Right.
Of this
Comes
movie, I
out,
must admit. Yeah.
and he's an elite fighter. He comes in, holds his own. Then Raiden comes and they go, hey, we could fight outside the tournament. We could cheat all we want. Nobody fucking cares. And Raiden's like,
The
fine.
guys are lazy. Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
And then Raiden's like, we got to play by the rules. Thunder force field. Sure.
Yeah.
With like the Power Rangers little silos are everywhere. So
And real quick, Sammy,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So in the game, I have to say it's a bias because in the game, my favorite character has always been Kung Lao.
Mm-hmm.
From the very beginning, he's the one I mastered. If I fight any one of you motherfuckers in Mortal Kombat, if I have Kung Lao, good luck. Because that's the motherfucker I mastered every fucking time.
Yeah, TJ. Good luck. Good luck.
Rematch, motherfucker. He embarrassed me in Dragon Ball, by the way. Anyway. But no, and I love the way they kind of did Kung Lao in this because to me, he was the most one of the most accurate, just video game wise. When he does his little teleport up, like, oh, this hat came out of nowhere. Where the fuck did this come from? And he teleports up from the from the ground and gets his hat back. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I'm in now.
Right.
That's what this movie kind of does. It does shit to where you're like, I don't know if I'm on board with this, and then they do something for the fans and people who know Mortal Kombat. Is like, oh, you did that right. Okay, you've earned another 20 minutes of my time.
Right. No, 10 minutes. No, it really is 10 minutes. No, 10 minutes. Because you're like, okay, that was cool. Even if I don't understand it, that was kind of neat. But they go, okay, force field's up now. They can train. Liu Kang then spams Kano, which was kind of funny to me. Spamming.
Oh, he's straight. That was what that was a reference to.
Of course it was.
Just straight move spamming with just one move the entire match.
Right. And that bought me another 10 minutes because that was cute.
He even goes, is that the only move you know? And then he fucking jumps. Like, oh, shit.
Right. Right. But, and so that happens and they go, sorry, no girls allowed. Sonya, go away.
Yeah, even you don't have a mark, get the fuck out.
Even though Sonya's beaten up Kano 7 times at this point.
She's held her own with these immortal type beings with powers this entire time. And still they're like, well, you don't have the mark. Like, you're welcome to stay, but you gotta get the fuck out of here because you're a liability to them.
Now let's cut back to Jax.
Do we have to?
Yes, because Jax has got these little tick arms that somehow the monks know cybernetics.
The most advanced prosthetics I've ever seen.
Right. How the monks know cybernetics, not sure.
Well, they did say that they went to other realms to try to find a solution to help him out.
And the best they got was autonomous hydraulic tink arms.
Made out of aluminum, yeah.
Right.
They are cyborg ninjas in this series, so...
Which in the game is...
No, so what was his name? Cabal? He's got a whole mech suit.
My favorite in this entire fucking movie.
So he got a mech suit, and then Jack's got these little tink arms. He's punching a bag. He's like, I can't do it. I'm not the same.
He's barely moving the bag.
Right. It's really sad. It's really sad. And here's the thing. I would have thought would have been fucking cool, but they didn't do. And it's very simple. It's one line. Because Jax is wallowing. He's like, I can't fight. I'm useless. I can't help him. What he should have said was, Sonya, kill me. So that way Sonya could fight on his behalf because he was chosen.
Yeah, take the mark, yeah.
And you could have the same conversation.
Whoa, stop it. We got one black character.
No. He
Hey.
doesn't need to die. I'm saying he needed to offer it. He needed to offer it. Because the thing is that he was already in his despair. And they have the same conversation. The conversation ends as, buck up, buddy. But it should have gone there where it's like, Sonya, I can't help. Kill me. Take my spot. You could save us. Then you go, no, Jax, you're good enough. Come on, soldier. And then he goes,
no,
fine.
It's a very generic, like, hey, get up off your ass, soldier. Right. And it's like, dude, no, y'all are best fucking friends. You need to play on that dynamic.
Right.
Where y'all have been through shit together.
Right, which is why I would say, I trust you to kill me so you can win. That would create that bond.
Yeah.
If one line.
The world is at stake. Do it. Yeah.
The world is at stake. Do it. And they don't do it. And so then they come out and... That's where Cabal shows up. They go Cabal, Hammerman,
which
spicy chick.
Time out.
Spicy chick is
we
the
need
one with
to
the
give
mouth.
we need to give a special shout out to fucking Cabal.
Okay,
because that motherfucker kept me in.
So here's where we're at. Okay.
Yeah.
So then Shang Tsung goes, all right, baddies, Robot Man, Sub-Zero, spicy wings girl with the big the prickly teeth,
Natara, which I had the biggest fucking problem with.
We'll get there.
She's in one game, Sammy, and it's not even a fighting game version of Mortal Kombat. I forgot the name of it. Maybe TACOPOWAH can help me out because I don't follow the Mortal Kombat.
1 second, I got
she was in Deadly Alliance, wasn't she?
Deadly Alliance, that was it.
Okay, and then Hammerman. And then Cabal, Cyborg
who's
Man.
in only like one also. Mortal Kombat 4 was shit.
And he was a ninja man.
Yeah, he was ninja.
So Cabal was Ninja Man?
No, Reiko was. was Ninja
Very
Man.
cool.
Natara was Wing Bitch, and she was terrible. She's evil as fuck. So
Oh,
it's okay
so you're
that
talking
I
about
call her
no, I'm
bitch.
sorry. You're talking about the Bat Lady.
Bat
Yeah.
Lady.
So Bat
that's
Lady is
Natara.
Natar. Who's Psy Lady with the big mouth?
Melina.
Melina.
That's Melina, who is
Okay.
important. She is crucial. She is a clone of Katana, who isn't in this movie at all.
Yeah, I was like, time out.
But
To
her
have
fans
Melina
are
be important, you need the other person there. So
there's Cabal. He's got his cool size. He's a cyborg man, so that's
he
accurate.
is almost the most accurate of the.
Who was the hammer guy?
That was Reiko.
Oh, so that was the guy I saw. So he didn't have a hammer.
That was Reiko.
Sub-Zero's fine, and then Melina.
Melina is look, and somebody look. We have a chat amongst ourselves, and someone was like, "Who the hell played Melina? She was great."
Right.
Melina is a clone of Katana, so whoever the fuck played Melina could have doubled as Katana. But they didn't do that.
Don't think that they won't. And Katana was in the original.
They didn't do
Wait,
that.
wait, what?
They did put her fans in the background as an Easter egg.
That's just a hot girl. I don't know Katana Mortal Kombat.
no, come on, whoa, go back to
I don't know who that was, but she was a very attractive woman. Here we go. But there's Katana. Everyone's seen her in your local.
She's a fucking princess.
In your local Halloween, you would see a few of these every night. You know, a hot college girl dressing up as Katana.
That's Katana,
of course.
And every nerd went crazy. But it's like, yes, Katana is crucial to Mortal Kombat. She's an OG. You need her,
right?
But you just put her fans on a pedestal in the background. And we're supposed to be okay with that. We're supposed to be perfectly fine. But you put a clone in it.
All right.
Around the time that they were doing the roll call for the bad guys, I was already like, I'm thinking about checking out of this movie already. And then Cabal spoke.
Okay, so here we are, guys. Real quick, Tommy, we're actually at our time limit for Mortal Kombat.
Fuck it.
Okay, so we're going. Okay, I just want to. Tommy was the only one with the thing. TJ, I know you got life, but we'll keep going. Cabal comes out. I don't know anything about Cabal. Everyone seems to love him. And he goes, Cabal goes, "Hey, Kano, fuck you for gutting me. I'm a bad guy now. We got money. Be a bad guy."
No. It's more like,
no.
How
That's what they said.
No, Sammy, you're doing him no justice.
How are we going to get through that force field? Cabal comes out of nowhere. Is like, "Hey, do you know this motherfucker by the name of Kano?"
I love that. He was a fucking New Yorker. Just
put me in an old leg, that motherfucker.
Yes, and I loved it. He was like a fucking New Yorker who just so happened to get fucked up by Kano at some point and put in an iron lung. And he has this mask on. He's just like, and you don't expect him to say what he says. You don't know what he sounds like when Shang Tsung, like, you know,
what runs him
goes
out, right?
to him. Yeah, it's like Cabal. So what's up? He's like, this punk motherfucker Kano. He's a real piece of shit. It's the reason I'm in this iron fucking lung right now. He's a cocksucker.
Forget about it, you goddamn. No, but so here's the thing that got me, or I was confused about now with him, because people like him. So he's got super fast ghost powers.
Speed, yeah.
Okay?
He's speed. Speed is his power, yeah.
So Kano, at some point, bested him, which means either Kano beat him with his speed superpower, or he got super speed powers after the fact by evil?
I mean, all he has to do is kill somebody with the mark in this version of it. So
he already had the suit, then he killed the guy with super speed, and then got super speed. Or killed somebody with the mark and then got super speed. It's so
we don't know, Sammy.
It's so fucking confusing.
We don't know how it works here.
Right.
We know how it works in a video game world. Video game, he just has it.
Yeah. Right. They explain some shit and then they don't explain other shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but my thing was, I thought about it, it's like, so Kano beat a guy with super speed, but I didn't think that was the case. Then they go, Prince Goro, lucky to have you here. Cut away, and then everyone. Oh, actually, no. Cole's like, guys, I can't do it. I can't find my mana or whatever.
I'm a bitch. I'm a little pussy. Take me back to my family.
Arcana. After a delightful series with Kano at the table, that was a great scene when he gets his.
Scene, yeah.
He's like, I'll take your sombrero, shove it so far up your ass, you'll speak Spanish. It's like, God.
Before you say, look, if anybody's confused of what we're talking about here, so the way the powers work here, because if you play Mortal Kombat, everybody has a superpower, basically.
That's right. We got to explain that.
So in this movie adaptation, what's it called? The Akai?
Arcana.
Arcana. Your Arcana is your power, and it comes with time. You have to something has to trigger it for it to come. Like,
Right.
if you want it, if you train for it, it's not going to come. Something has to trigger it.
You need
But
your
Kano-
anime moment, and then it'll happen.
That is it.
That
It's
little
exactly
speech
what it is.
Liu Kang gives Cole Young. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to laugh or if I was supposed to feel sorry for Liu Kang. It was like they gave me a name of a man. He was a purveyor of children.
Yeah.
Right.
What
Okay.
the
Yeah.
fuck happened to you,
Let's
Liu
pull
Kang?
back. Let's pull back. Let's pull back because we need to develop that a little bit. I know TJ's
Yes.
like, I don't care about any of this, but we got to try to figure it out.
Yeah.
So he's saying everyone has an arcana. Australian man gets laser eyes. And then what's his name has
One of the best lines.
teleport hat, and then he has fire powers. So everyone gets a superpower. And so he's saying, I got mine because I was an orphan, but I was also named after a man who was, like you said, a purveyor of children, which is like, wait, so he was named after a sex pervert?
Yeah, right. Pedophile.
And then he goes, okay, so then I was mad and I murdered him and I got the mark. That made sense. But why he was named after a sex pervert and why that was even a thing, that was really loosely
It was weird.
explained and weird and rushed.
It was weird. Yeah.
So anyway, I can't get my arcana. I'm going home to my family, which immediately goes, okay, he's going to get attacked in the wilderness because that was the reason why he went to this realm.
Throughout the whole movie, all he said, "Oh, I'll die for my family, my family, my family. Everything's my family, family, family." And I think, of course, Raiden being a god knows, like, oh yeah, just go back to your fucking family.
Right.
Like they're gonna attack you, and that's the only way this shit's gonna come out is if you have to protect them.
By the way they were building up Cole's arcana, I thought they were going a completely different direction with it than what we actually got.
Well, let's
I
wait.
think
Let's
what
wait.
we got was perfect. But yeah, go ahead.
Let's wait because he goes home. He's like, family, I love you. And then everyone pisses off on their own trying to train for the Mortal Kombat tournament. And then the Shang Tsung is like, I'm done. Final stand, Bat Lady. Kano breaks the
Kano
force.
switches sides. Yeah.
So Kano switches side, turns heel, but we knew that. He laser blasts the force field and lets everybody in. So you have Bat Lady, Kano, Cabal, Hammerman, and Shang Tsung just sitting there doing nothing. Am I missing anybody? Oh, and Melina. And so they go, all right, everybody, time to fight. And then Goro gets the task for the guy who doesn't have an arcana, which doesn't make any fucking sense.
Fucking overkill.
Yeah. Super overkill.
Send
Smashing
Hammerman.
an egg with a sledgehammer.
Send-
That's how you cracking an egg with a sledgehammer.
Send
is what they do.
Hammerman. Hammerman, I don't know. I don't care. And he has a
No one
hammer.
does.
Okay. So Hammerman's big enough to just rip him apart. But Goro comes to the compound with Cole there with his family. And he's like, oh shit, everyone stay inside. And then his family just watches as a four-armed monster beats the living bejesus out of him for 30 minutes. And and the reason why it threw me off was because it was 30 minutes.
Sammy.
No, but I'll get there, TJ. But he beat him up
That's
for
good writing, Sammy.
he beat him up for 30 minutes when Goro could have just went one arm, two arm, done.
Yeah.
My job is
many
done.
opportunities.
Could have done so much shit. We could have ripped his limbs off. Could have fucking
Right. No, but he's punching
Any
him.
number of things.
He's
Yeah.
punching him? Don't punch. Murder. You're Goro.
Instantly.
You're one of the
Instant murder.
baddest bosses in the game.
He's a boss. He is actually a boss.
Right,
technically in the game.
Is he a final boss of
Goro,
two?
Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
That's the pecking order.
For
don't
Street
know
Fighters,
if they
for
said
Street
this,
Fighter
but-
people, he's Sagat to M. Bison.
Yeah.
Real deal.
He's more than that. In the game's lore, he's the champion of Mortal Kombat.
Yes, he's the guy you have to fucking beat.
Right. Well,
He's
But
it.
why
Yeah.
no, okay, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all for this.
what?
What? Y'all have been sitting here complaining for about an hour on this movie. Straight
Sucks.
complaining. What do you want? You were so excited for this bullshit,
Don't you
thinking
tell
and
me,
having hope.
TJ.
That's-
And
Don't you
Shut
do
up,
that.
TJ,
No,
TJ.
No, you be quiet. No, Sammy, my time. I'm literally telling y'all. Y'all came into here and y'all bought into those first 7 minutes they sprinkled out for y'all. Y'all were sipping that Mortal Kombat cherry, that liquor. And y'all had no. I was graining through that trailer like, I'm preposterous. This is not what it seems. But I'm just saying, from the jump, look, you knew that they weren't gonna follow any sort of maybe sort of story lore. except for some overall ties from the game. So like you can't have Sub-Zero without Scorpion. You can't have that right. You can't not have that rivalry. I think they did Kano wonders up until this point. But for y'all to sit here and sit here with nothing but complaints, give me some positives. Give this is y'all's movie. I need to hear some other shit.
I got him.
No, because this is the movie y'all wanted. I went in. I went in, and you know what? I have more positives to say than y'all.
Hey,
we're trying to get the badness off our chest first.
Hey, TJ, don't you put that evil on me. I don't give a shit about Mortal Kombat. I'm an arbiter here. I'm just poking of what I know, and I know very little, and the fact that they got so much wrong, I'm just letting them go. But the idea is, let's cut to the chase. They job out Goro so that Cole could get his armor, and the armor is plastic rubber suit.
Plot armor.
Literal plot armor, and he gets some tonfas.
Literal. Basically, his whole thing at the very beginning was like, oh, you can take a beating, Cole. That's his power. Right. Literally. His power is if he gets hit, it absorbs, and he can do shit.
And he can get, so he has Wakanda, he has the Black Panther suit.
Basically, yeah.
And he's got tonfas, and that's it. And he then proceeds to kill one of the biggest, baddest, most iconic bosses in the game. Made it look easy. In Earthrealm, which didn't look, my brain couldn't compute that. It's like, why is Goro on Earth? Doesn't make any sense to me, even as a very, very loose fan. Before the tournament starts, kills him, done. Forever. And I get that they needed a high stakes guy. And they needed a high stakes guy that people knew so that we could like Cole. But nobody likes Cole. Nobody wanted him.
Turn Goro into a jobber, dude.
Nobody wanted Cole in the first place. And you sacrificed Goro.
They turned Goro into a jobber, excuse me.
Right. No, but you sacrificed Goro
to bring Goro to life. They could have just put Baraka in there.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
I thought the exact same thing. Yeah.
Because Baraka's got the arms, right? The knives.
Bone. With the
it doesn't even have to be Baraka. It could be someone from Baraka's race.
It could be
anybody.
It could be anybody. But it wasn't. They picked a A-tier guy to lose so we could like Cole, which I think, and Marcos made this point last night when we watched it again, is for nothing. So then we go back.
I was rooting for Goro in that.
Right. Because who cares? And so then you got the other world. So you have Cabal versus Liu Kang. You have Sonya versus not Katara. Melina. Then you have what's his name? Hammer Guy versus Jax. And Jax is like, I have my little arms. They can't do this. And he gets beat out immediately. And then there's a lot of names in this. Hatman. Kung Lao. Who was he fighting? He went after Shang Tsung.
Well, he beat Natara.
Natara.
Flawless victory, never got touched.
Well, that's what I wanted to get
make it known.
So he attacked.
Fatality and flawless victory. One scene, best scene of the movie.
So yeah, we jumped ahead because I wanted to set that up a little bit more.
You don't need to.
He throws the hat. He throws the hat at Shang Tsung and goes, "You're beneath me, Bat Lady, my precious, attack!" I counted it. 38 seconds. She's in the movie in the fight. He throws the hat, splits her in half. Flawless victory. Boom. And it was like, "Are you with us?" And I was like, you know what? I am. This was you're running out of steam and you reset the clock. 10 minutes. Here we go.
Yeah, that was excellent. Okay. Kudos to you for that one.
And you know what?
I was about to get out of this room, but you got my balls.
Because I didn't give a shit. I didn't give a shit about Bat Lady because Bat Lady didn't mean anything to me. And apparently nobody else does.
Regular Mortal Kombat
it's the right way to do that move. Is job somebody out with somebody nobody cares about. They go, okay, we got to go, bye, and then they peace out. For some reason, I forget. They all kind of get defeated. Sonya's embarrassed. Kano.
I love Shang Tsung's reaction to seeing Natara get gat. Because
you know he was fucking Natara. You know he was.
Right.
Like he really had a soft spot for her.
And then Kung Lao gets his soul sucked.
He does.
Because they have to do that. It's in the games.
Piss me the fuck off.
Right.
Which he does in the game. He dies in the game so many times.
Say it again.
I like the sound they make when he gets his soul sucked over there.
Oh, I love it when I get my soul sucked out of me.
Soul, yeah. It's his crack. Like he loves a good soul. So yeah.
Hey.
Unfortunately, one of my favorite characters in the movie gets his soul sucked out and he dies.
So then everyone pieces out. They go to the hyperbolic time chamber, and it's like, wait, you could have just trained there the whole time?
The entire fucking time. He's
Right.
like, oh yeah, no, Shang Tsung can't come here. Bitch, then why weren't we here the entire time? We could have trained here for I don't know how long. We would have been perfect.
Also,
But okay,
we're,
you put us
gloss-
here
we're,
now.
we're glossing over it because Jax at some point has to lift a rock and he gets his superpowers, which means his
I don't
mechanical
wanna talk
tink
about
tink
it,
arms
Sammy.
become
One of the biggest
ultra
plot holes.
cybernetic arms.
We don't know.
But that's-
I don't know, Sammy.
But that's
Look,
not how Arcana works.
Look, Sammy, pause, because you don't know nothing about Mortal Kombat. I'll let you know. Jax's arms are usually in lore. I mean, in canon, they're attached to him. His strength, I guess, if you're gonna go by this movie standards, would be just incredible strength to where he could, punch the ground and cause an earthquake, basically, because that's what he does in the game. But in this movie, no, his power is magically from these rickety-dickety ass, rusted ass metal arms. You're gonna get cybernetic arms. That is your power. Cybernetic arms. How?
The how is why, because Kano getting a laser
don't
eye,
know.
that is magic.
Makes sense.
Fireballs and teleportation,
But why
magic.
Only the one eye.
Doesn't matter. We're not even gonna go there.
Right.
Taco Bell.
We don't care. So my thing is, okay. So imagine if I killed a Mortal Kombat guy, I shot somebody, and I got the mark, and then I was like super mad at him, and I was still holding the gun. Does that mean I get like the gun turns into a rocket launcher, and that's
what
my
I'm
Arcana?
saying.
That's the
Because
equivalent.
if you notice, when Cole gets his powers, it's from the little bracelet that his daughter makes from him that weaves into this armor. Does that have something to do with it? We don't know. They don't explain it. It's
Right.
dumb as fuck. And at that point, that was one of the times where it did it in reverse to where I'm like, okay, I think I'm out now.
You lost
This
5
shit is
minutes.
stupid.
You lost
You
5
lost
minutes.
me. Yeah, you lost
But-
5 minutes
but-
now. I
but-
hope you can make it up.
But then they go, all right, we're in the Nether Realm. We gotta move the plot along. Everyone fight. You go here. You go here. You
Let's
go
turn it
here.
into the video game.
Right.
Because when
Wait,
Jack...
what about Sub-Zero? Oh, no, none of us.
No. We can't hang with yeah. Fuck that guy. No, we can't hang with him just yet. We can handle the rest of
Do
them.
you want to fight Sub-Zero? Last time I fought Sub-Zero, he fucking broke my arms, man.
Right.
No,
No,
fuck that
we
guy.
fight them together.
But no, Sammy, how long does that scene last?
My
Taco Power,
prop-
Sammy, can you tell me?
Maybe 3
When
minutes?
They split up and they all fight the individual.
Maybe 3
person.
minutes.
3 minutes. That is the most accurate to the video game. Even where Jax and Reiko fight, that is an actual stage in Mortal Kombat. The pit.
Yeah.
That is the infamous pit. To where if you
And
throw
he
somebody
doesn't
over,
even throw him in
spikes.
the pit.
doesn't throw him in the goddamn pit. That is the point. That is a fatality. Throwing him over till he lands on the spikes. One of the most famous fatalities in Mortal Kombat, but
Like,
no,
yeah,
fuck it.
cool. He smashes his head just like in the video
Yeah.
game.
Great, but
And I'm
no,
like,
you
okay,
could have done that in the desert.
Now throw the body down the pit.
Right. No, but
Any minute now.
and that would have
Throw the
given
body down
Jax
the pit.
something to do. Heaven
Yes.
forbid they get TJ to the credit. You say don't want to get rid of a black man. Give the black man something to do. Stop saying.
His was the easiest job.
Give him
basically.
something. Yeah. Let him punch him in
Yeah.
the chest into the pit and be like fatality, or be like, damn, these things work, which is what he says.
Because
Oh,
he
these
has to, because he's black.
These
Sammy.
motherfuckers work. Doop-a-doop-doop-a-doop. That's what he does, right? It's really bad. I'm sorry, Billy brother, but god damn it, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
but,
he had.
hey,
they
look,
didn't give him.
Wakanda
They didn't
need
give him
work,
nothing.
brother, but
They didn't give him
gave
nothing.
Jack shit to do.
Jack's shit.
Jack's shit to do. And yeah, so we get 3 minutes.
Yes.
We get 3 minutes of authentic, fantastic Mortal Kombat, violence and all.
Except
3 solid minutes.
Except for Sonya and Kano's fight,
Oh,
which here,
God.
guys, I'm gonna pull up a clip on my screen real quick. Let's watch
Please.
Kano and Sonya's fight, and there we are. That's all it was just blackness. I couldn't see what was happening in the goddamn
There
fight.
were flashes of red every now and
You're right.
Yeah, the red flashed and made everything illuminated.
And then he gets Gardenomed in the eye, and he's done forever.
Somehow they both dove through a fucking bathroom window.
Yeah. A small bathroom
I
window.
couldn't tell because I couldn't see it.
But contrary to the point, our favorite character, Kano, even though at this point in the movie he's a bad guy, still like him
Still
more
like
than
him
most
more
of
than
these
everybody.
motherfuckers. Yeah, let's just stab him in the eye and kill him off like nothing. Fuck Sonya. He could have snapped Sonya's fucking neck. I would have been like, cool.
Hey, but guess
Okay.
what though? Sonya now has Shang-Chi
The
and the 10 rings.
The 10 fucking rings is what she has. Yeah. Literally. Without any training, knows how to use that shit perfectly.
She does another useless spin and then uses the ring to fucking kill Melina with it.
Yes.
That's right. She explodes Melina. Who's Melina fighting?
Cole.
Cole. Oh, yeah, because Cole's already losing again.
Because he sucks.
And his suit is rubber, and I hate it. I fucking hate it. It bugged the hell out of me. Okay, guys, that's it. Wait a minute.
That's it.
My family's frozen. Sub-Zero brought the wristband from my daughter, crushes it in his hand, and then teleports me to the ice world, which is just the UFC garage.
No,
just the UFC garage.
It's his gym, Sammy.
I know.
It's his gym.
I know.
That is frozen, and we will come back to where that shit doesn't make sense at the very end because that causes property damage, sir.
Right. TJ is pieced out. He says, "I'm done with this review. I'll come back." So he'll come. Oh, he's back. Oh, he's switching to something with the battery. I'm assuming.
I was literally just switching it to my charger. I'm just observing.
I know.
I'm just seeing niggas not defend this movie.
I know. No. So there's gonna be a Jennifer Lopez butt at the end of this for me. But the idea is they go to the UFC gym. It's frozen solid, and Cole's family is frozen to the wall of the ring.
Very similar to Scorpion's family.
Now the thing that pisses me off is why does Sub-Zero all of a sudden have a fucking heart, and why didn't he fucking kill him?
Sammy, I got a perfect response to that. He sucks at killing if you pay attention to this movie. He really does. Jax, he freezes his arms, pulls them off, kicks him down a little shaft that's like maybe 5-6 feet, leaves him. No kill shot. No, okay, let me make sure he's dead.
Right.
None of that. Leaves. Jax is still alive. He does that throughout the movie. Like he's the laziest finisher there is.
For a movie about finish him,
yeah,
he does a whole lot of not that.
Yes, he does.
He killed Scorpion's family.
But that's like a literal 8-year-old and a woman.
It's the only determination he had throughout this entire movie.
And so, anyway, so then Cole goes in. He's like, I gotta free them. He's punching ice, and then they're fighting a little bit, and then Deus Ex Scorpion comes out, and I don't know. Oh, because
he had the spear.
The blood of
him mixed with the spear apparently unlocks.
This is
Scorpion.
what I was like. So Cole has another power. He has a literal stand, and it's fucking Scorpion.
Right. He's got his blood is magic. And so Scorpion's like, I'm back from hell, bitches. Nothing's changed.
What's up? Yeah.
So he's still using the string on a rope, the spear on a rope.
It's a chain on a rope now.
But why?
And it comes out of his wrist.
But why can't it come out of his hand like the goddamn fucking game?
Technically, you don't know where it comes.
No,
it never
Tommy,
came out of
Tommy.
It just throws, and you don't know where it comes out of.
I'm a dumb man when it comes to Mortal Kombat. I know nothing about it. One thing I know. Get over here. One thing everyone in fucking America, my dad knows get over here, and he's an elderly man. It comes out hand, and the snake comes out.
It never came out of the hand.
The 95 movie. You never really know where it comes. He just says, get over here, and he throws it, and he pulls you to him. You technically, in the game, you don't know where that fucking thing comes from.
It's true. He just does like a straight hand thing.
Yeah,
there's 3D renderings of it. There's no frame by frame.
It comes out. It's no indication that it comes out of his hand.
In fact, I think in the PS2 games, it's implied he has it on his hip.
Yeah, it's like different. It's like Spider-Man and his fucking web shoot. It's like you don't know where the fuck it comes out of, but just let it come out. So squash that shit. Tell your dad it's okay. It's not the case. It's a lot. It's a lot to this. It's a lot to it.
Sammy's reevaluating his life now.
To me, I like this Scorpion better than the one in '95. We only see him for like 10 minutes. Whatever. Look. Let me tell you that right now. If you think you're going to see this movie and see Scorpion pop up throughout, fuck no. You see him at the beginning, and you see him at the goddamn end. You don't see any more Scorpion besides that.
So prior to Scorpion actually showing up and helping Cole, I thought Cole's power is going to be that he turns into Scorpion.
Which would have made a little sense.
Would have been nice. Would have made more sense.
Hey guys!
Like souls fused.
Hey guys! Look at the 2 stars of the movie. Where they're in it the whole time and they're versus each other. Not our main character down here. Or
also point out one thing, Sammy.
What?
Sub-Zero's outfit isn't even blue; it's black.
Most of it's black.
Most of it's black.
But anyway, it
bothered me a lot.
So then they have a 2-on-1 battle royale.
They just kick the shit out of
Sub-Zero is a man fighting a hell demon guy and a guy with literal plot armor. And it's fine. It's
No, I enjoyed that fight. I
cool.
thought that fight was pretty.
I was okay with it. Yeah.
I don't think it should have been. I think it should have been the last one, but pinning up Sub-Zero as this end-all, be-all, super powerful Chad, like
right. No,
Michael
as
Myers.
Michael Myers.
Michael
When
Myers
you-
with
no, no,
Borax
no.
powers.
Fuck that. Fuck all of you. No. Because Behan himself, just Behan, that character who turns into Noob Sabat,
Right.
which is like the biggest fucking bad of fucking Mortal Kombat. Very hard to kill. Yeah, so I like that. He is the original Sub-Zero. So the fact that, okay, yeah, this fucking guy, yeah, as Sub-Zero, you couldn't beat these two motherfuckers. But as Noob Sabat, you probably could, because you can split yourself into two people. But despite that, this is a good setup for him becoming Noob Sabat.
That's just weird because I don't know anything about Noob Sabat, and it's a weird name, and I hate it.
Well,
He's
it's
an
just
awesome character.
it's Tobias Boone backwards.
I know.
That's all.
Someone told me that. And how is the big ultimate bad guy going to be named after?
Because
the
the
developer.
creator is egotistical as
I'm
fuck.
gonna say, what's Shigeru Miyamoto backwards? Let's do that. Let's see what that looks like.
In fact,
But-
some people say that the Noob Sabat is actually both those guys. So one's Noob, the other one's Sabat.
Oh, I could see that.
Wait, there's
Yeah,
so wait,
'cause it's
so
two
why is he
motherfuckers.
two? Why is he two?
That's his power. Is he can split into two people. Like he can have some like his energy just run and tackle the fuck out of you, which is very effective in the game. Like you can do that the entire match, just straight spam and you'll win. But he's tough to fucking beat, and he's evil as shit. I think he's the best villain of Mortal Kombat personally.
Okay, so they're
But
gonna
it's a
set
good
that up.
setup for that. Yeah.
So then he burns alive. He's black now. Sub-Zero's black, so he's gonna turn into Noob Sabat
Noob Sabat, yeah.
eventually because they don't take his body, they don't crush him, they don't pulverize him, and Shang Tsung is gonna have some resurrection powers.
He has that. So yeah.
Right, because so they either they bring Goro back and that sacrifice was for nothing, and they bring everybody back so they can have a big tournament. Which then they go, all right, guys. So mind you, this was all cheating. This was not in the realm of the tournament. This is all just people cheating
This
on
is
each
the
other.
pregame.
All before the tournament.
Right.
This is the pregame to the tournament.
Okay. Now, Liu Kang goes, guys, we don't even have a full moon before the tournament starts, which means less than a month. Okay. So they've been training for about 3 days. That means they got like 26 days. Okay.
Yeah.
Sonya now has superpowers. Jax has metal arms. Cole is there. And Hat Man is dead. Okay.
Yes.
They go, all right, guys. And mind you, this is the weird part. And I'm going to set this up because this is what's going to happen, I have to say. So, who's Kung Fu Man Monk again? Liu Kang?
You can.
Liu Kang goes, Raiden, I found all the Mortal Kombat champions. There's 3 of them. Cole, Kano, and Jax. Right? That's it. Jax is out of commission. Kano switches sides. And then Cole.
Yeah.
So they go, all right, I'm done fighting for $200 battles. I'm going to Hollywood. Hollywood away. And then there's a poster of Johnny Cage. Okay?
Citizen Cage.
Citizen Cage.
Right.
So we know that the tournament's happening in less than a month.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Cage is the main protagonist, one of the major protagonists in this goddamn series. Are we under the assumption, because he doesn't have the I was gonna say double dragon, doesn't have the Mortal Kombat dragon birthmark, that he's just gonna murder Cole so that
I
he
hope
can
so.
get it?
I hope the fuck so.
TJ's laughing.
That is my
TJ's
That is
laughing.
my hope.
But
That is my hope for Mortal Kombat 2. The opening scene should be you cutting fucking Cole Young's head off to what he's done. Get rid of that bitch, because he needs no place here
Because-
in this world.
because
he has 0 place in Mortal Kombat.
because Johnny Cage being introduced means he needs to be in the tournament, because part 2 is gonna be the tournament. So why introduce
actual
Johnny
tournament.
Cage into the tournament unless he goes in being a liability, because you have to have the Arcana to be in the tournament to compete, which is why Sonya had her arc to get it. So he can't just join the tournament as a guy. So he has to have the
off
Arcana.
somebody.
So
Yeah.
why wouldn't it be Cole? Because Cole's going to go see him.
Hey, let Cole just get wounded.
Look, they'll write up some bullshit excuse.
Yeah, easy.
He
Ha-
comes from a
Easy
family
peasy,
of
Sammy.
of badasses. We'll just say that.
He gets attacked. Cole's near death. He tells Johnny, "Do it. You have to kill me, otherwise you're fucked." Johnny kills him, gets the fucking thing. Let's go to the tournament, baby.
But Cole
Let's do it.
he redeemed himself, got his
Cole
family.
is a bitch, Sammy. Cole is a useless bitch, and he needs to die because he sucks. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Or alternatively,
Well, hey,
Cole
you know
gets
what?
murdered and he comes back as Scorpion because for some reason
Their
they
family.
closed out Scorpion's arc already.
No, Scorpion says I'm free now.
So I'm gonna go
He has no
headhunt.
reason to fucking be there anymore.
He's gonna go headhunt and do
I
what
think
he's
that
got to
was
do.
The big problem with them actually having Beyond be the murderer instead of just having Quan Chi do his bullshit.
All right.
True.
Well,
There's a lot to this, Sammy.
Well, that said, I want to give my final thoughts, and then we can go on
Please.
to Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yes.
After our commercial break, we'll take a break from this and come back because TJ's been waiting a long time to talk about Winter Soldier because he likes it. It's enjoyable. One thing I liked about this movie as a non-fan,
Oh, thank God! There's shit you actually enjoyed.
Oh no, because I'm the one
no,
that
I
like
have
probably
things
the
I
most.
enjoyed
I probably
also,
like this
yeah.
maybe perhaps the most out of everybody with a grain of salt, as big as a big rock of salt. I had no metaphor. The costume design in this movie is excellent. Everyone looks. I mean, other than Cole's robot rubber metal suit,
Don't talk about Cole.
Sub-Zero's costume design, Shang Tsung, Kung Lao, everybody looks like the goddamn game. And like even Sub-Zero being a 5 foot tall Asian dude looked intimidating with that suit on. Like he's just standing there. I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to fuck with that guy.
He's scary.
Right,
Yeah.
he's terrifying. It's great. A lot of the costume
makeup's on
design,
point too.
the makeup, the costume design, even if it wasn't executed the best, the design
CG's
itself
good,
was there.
yeah.
CG's better,
Okay.
better than
It's
Black Panther.
acceptable.
Better
Yeah,
than
it's
Black Panther.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It was visually appealing on all fronts for me.
Right.
The fact that it was 4 locations and you don't really notice that much, that says a lot. Yeah.
So what I liked about this movie, I mean, the blood is whatever. I can't wait for this movie, and this is kind of cheating on my rating. I can't wait to see this movie on TBS in the background on a Sunday afternoon while I'm cooking breakfast on a Sunday afternoon because I'm lazy. Like, that's how I watched this movie the first time. I was cooking food. I had it on the background. Things were happening. I was kind of able to catch up, and it was enjoyable that way. Enough stuff happened. Enough of the lines of the movie happened, and I was like, okay, I could vibe with this a lot. I don't need to know the lore. I don't need to know all this other stuff. As I mentioned earlier, everything that they set up in this movie, they contain to the movie. So the stupid birthmarks, the way they get their powers, the way the history goes for the Mortal Kombat, they set everything up quickly and they get out. And that's all I need from a Mortal Kombat movie. If I'm going to make a very easy comparison, this is exactly the Mortal Kombat movie from the 90s. Same quality, same understanding of the source material, same everything, same level of the graphic design at the time. It's exactly the same. If I was 7 years old when I watched this movie, if my nephew, actually he's a little bit older, watches this movie having not been allowed to watch R-rated movies, he'd love it and want to join karate tomorrow. Children who are not supposed to watch this movie, that are their parents are gonna be like, fuck it, I like Mortal Kombat, watch it with me, son. They're gonna love this. Teenagers, if they had movie theaters open, they'd get all 12 of their friends, school's just about to go out, grab a bunch of popcorn, steal a bunch of snacks from the Dollar Tree, and go watch this movie with their friends and then beat the shit out of each other afterwards. That's what this movie is. I think this movie is missing that cultural, everyone goes to the theater to go watch dumb violence, big, stupid violence, and it's going to be a detriment to it long term, but I think it's fine. It's not bad, and it's not good. It's not
Sammy,
even. It's barely enjoyable.
You're stupid.
I am, but I like. But that's the thing. When it comes to kung fu can be stupid. I'm almost done. I want to let you go. Since it's so low stakes for me, I don't care enough about anybody. That actually helped me a little bit to just be like, all right, okay, whatever. And I know that a lot of the hardcore fans can't do that with a lot of these things. But for me, because I like dumb action movies, this was fine. This is definitely a TBS. I can't wait to watch it on TBS. That's my rating. It's a TBS level. Not very good, but I'll throw it on in the background and it's fine. Just like the first one. Just like the first one. I'm not sitting down and watching the first one. I'm throwing it in the background. I'm never going to watch this movie again unless it's on in the background. That's my review. Middle of the road TV movie. Tommy, I'm going to give you the floor.
So, see, as a hardcore fan, the one that you just referenced, I can tell you this movie's dumb as fuck.
Absolutely.
It's frustrating. As a fan, it's frustrating as fuck because you see everything that they could have done to make it make perfect sense for fans. You see it. Replace Cole Young with fucking Johnny Cage. Easy. Fucking do little things that could have made this perfectly fine. Like I said, plot 5 minutes. Okay, Earth Realm. Fuck it. We're screwed. We need the best fighters of Earth Realm. Let's get them together. They don't know what the fuck's going on. We'll explain it later. Put them in here. The gods give you powers to make it even for this tournament. Fight the fucking tournament. That's why we're here. I don't give a goddamn about what the fuck Shang Tsung's doing. Who gives a fuck? That comes later. That is a part of the lore. That's all it is. It's in between the tournament, Shang Tsung, or who's the other guy?
Kung Lao.
Yes. That's all they do. Shokan and the other, Shanat, all those, they just want to affect the tournament before the tournament happens. That's a big part of Mortal Kombat. I give it to them on that, but we don't know that yet. All we know is the tournament. Give us a tournament. That's easy. That is easy as fuck. You could have gave us the original 95 version with NC-17 level violence. We would have been fine, Sammy. All you had to do was make the rivalry between Scorpion and Sub-Zero. That's one of the one things that original didn't do. Do that. Violence, fatalities, brutalities. End of story. 95% Rotten Tomatoes because you did what you were supposed to fucking do. But you're throwing this whole Cole Young, this bitch, fuck him. He ruined this movie. This movie would have gotten easily maybe a Netflix from me had it not been for Cole Young. That element alone moves it to a TBS for me. Me and you have the same rating, Sammy, but it's for different reasons.
Right.
You had it. You dumb motherfuckers, you had it. You were there. The few fatalities we got were great. That's all you had to do for 90 minutes. You didn't have to do shit the fuck else. You made Mad Max Fury Road very little dialogue. This could have been one of those. We want to see fighting. We want to see brutality. We want to see violence. That's what we want to see in a Mortal Kombat movie, you dumb fucks at WB. But no, you go ahead and put a stupid fucking character we don't care about, who we want to die, who I hope the fuck dies immediately in the first, if they make another sequel, which I'm sure they will, because apparently this one was successful this weekend. It was the #1 movie in the pandemic, as if that means much.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, it's bullshit. But I did see it a second time. It bothered me less the second time, I can say.
It's candy. It's visual candy.
It's not going to move the fucking needle for me as far as ratings go. It's a TBS TNT. Put it on the background. Don't give a fuck about it because it doesn't matter. It could have, and that's the frustrating part. You had it, Sammy. You fucking had it, and you fucked it up. How? I don't know. You put Shatterstar from fucking Deadpool 2, who shouldn't act ever because he's a terrible fucking actor, and I would be happy if I never saw his goddamn face in a movie again. You put that bitch in here. I don't like him, Sammy. Fuck him. I am not a fan of this actor anymore. I don't care. Fuck him because he fucked up my Mortal Kombat movie. He is forever an enemy. This movie is a TNT, and I hope it rots in hell. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I can't wait. I'm going to flip you up. Every time they have a cuss word, it's just going to be Kano. What the flip is going on over here? TJ, I know yours is going to be quick. I'm going to let you go, then TACOPOWAH can close us out. TJ, what you think of Mortal Kombat?
I guess it's media and Mortal Kombat to send Tommy into a tizzy. Okay. No. Look, came into this movie with very little expectations. Came out of this movie with very little expectations. So I mean, I was pretty net neutral the entire time. I didn't. The cool the worst and best part about this is it really didn't make me feel one way or the other, because to be fair, I didn't think the difference between the 1995 Mortal Kombat and this new Mortal Kombat is they didn't have about 15 kajillion games between now and then that they could take reference from, right?
Right.
So I'm less forgiving in terms of the lore aspect of, hey, setup, execution, things of that nature. The other thing that gets me is if you want to go down this route, whatever, you just have to set the expectations up correctly too, right? You can't dance around the fact. Like, had they come out the trailer like, hey, this Mortal Kombat movie is like a prequel to the tournament. We're going to get to the tournament movie, but we want to just make sure we're providing people who don't know Mortal Kombat some context. Fine, cool. Set the expectations correctly. Do I think that's the smart move? Fuck no. You start with the tournament. Always start with the tournament. Why not start with the literally 90 minutes. People have fighting throughout out of it. Even if your CGI is shit, we'll at least be entertained the entire time. But that's the thing, right? They didn't set the expectations up fairly, and then and because they didn't set the expectations up fairly, you already go through this movie kind of feeling like I'm gonna get screwed over. But if everything else is executed okay, I think people can live with that. But also those areas fail too, right? You have Sonya being tossed to the side, characters being tossed to the side. Jax and Sonya basically being people being sexist towards fucking Sonya because she can't do shit half the time, right?
Right.
And then you've got a character no one really connects with or relates to, mainly because of the fact that we don't have, like, the fans are coming in and we're like, cool, we see everybody else, but the time we spend more time with, the guy we spend the most time with, nothing. And so I don't know who this movie is, quote unquote, for fans, but not really.
Right.
But it's also not for the general public either, because the lore that they set up is super confusing. And I already think Mortal Kombat's lore is a little confusing.
Already convoluted as fuck.
Right.
It's convoluted. So if there's no easy way to explain it, then don't try to. You don't need to if you're trying to get the general public. Treat it like Fast and Furious where shit doesn't make sense and just go with it.
Just go.
Just go with it. But, in terms of in terms of things and aspects that are enjoyable, like you said, cinematography is good. I actually think that
a lot of people are saying it looks like a TV movie.
I heard that also.
For what it is.
To be fair, TV's great right now, so go ahead.
That's not a negative to me anymore. It is what I expect with streaming quality. That is what I'm perceiving it. And I'm not going to grade the movie for what it didn't do. Because I'm also want to grade the product of what's given, and that product isn't that great, right? So, with that, I don't really have a rating system.
No, we do. We have a threshold, so it's like the highest being like going to the theater in the pandemic. That's like we're gonna spend our money and go risk death.
And take the risk.
The lowest being Quibi, where it's like it doesn't exist anymore and it shouldn't exist anymore. TBS is right in the middle, whereas TV movie, throw it on the background with a ton of commercials. TV edit doesn't make a difference. Where are you sitting at, kind of between those thresholds?
I'm gonna say myself ahead. It's like a 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10.
So you're saying you put this on like ABC,
Tubi,
Tubi? Yeah, so more of a Tubi.
I think the platform, because I don't like having streaming as like a. It's tough because I think that the platform it's on is perfectly fine for where it's at, because I have the choice to not watch it even if I'm scrolling through the television. Right, but I have the choice to not let it play. I have the choice to ignore it, and
this is COVID world, TJ. So it's a completely different world.
Right. And so TJ, I guess let me put it this way:
put me on fucking 3 years from now TNT rerun.
Yeah,
that's what I want to watch. Barbershop watch.
Barbershop is right down the middle, lower end of the middle, because it's bootleg.
Like
you didn't buy it. You didn't buy it. You bootlegged it. Clearly, if it's a barbershop, you bootlegged it for sure. But it was easy to bootleg because it's digital. So it's about 4, like where you were at, TJ. Barbershop is a nice in the middle.
So we're all about at the
Barbershop
same
Watch.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, my biggest critique is the review itself because y'all niggas, I'm saying y'all didn't even come to bat for this movie at all.
I
And
hate it. I don't like it.
I can't. TJ,
But
I can't do
go
it.
ahead, Taco.
TACOPOWAH. Edward.
It's
go.
like you order an ice cream sundae, a fudge ice cream sundae, and as you're eating, you start getting pieces of shit in there. You like the ice cream part of it, but there's still shit in this. Now, on second viewing, I did enjoy this movie a lot more. I enjoyed Kano. I definitely enjoyed Cabal. I loved Sub-Zero and I love Scorpion. The costumes was great. The makeup was great. Some of the action was even great too. The final fight scene, I actually really enjoyed that final fight scene. The beginning, the first 7 minutes, also great too. Everything in the middle though. Every time they try to tease you with something good, it hooks you in, and then it does something really fucking stupid. And you keep asking yourself, why? Why do I
Why am I
keep
watching
doing-
this?
Why am I watching this shit? And then, oh, now we're on to something. Why did they do it like that? Oh. And all in all, though, it's a why movie for me. Why?
But look it, he's got his armor. It's so
Look
cool,
at that.
TACOPOWAH.
Look
He
at
did the
Taco.
move.
Look at that.
He
What's
did
up?
I'm so
the
with
bicycle
Taco
kick.
Powell on this, man. I'm
He-
so with him on this
Oh,
because
man.
look, I shat on this movie. There are, like I said, it's the elements of this movie. You're like, you could have took this and ran with it, but you decided not to, and you went the complete opposite fucking direction that makes no goddamn sense. That is the part that it's frustration because Taco Powell's a fan, just like I am, and it's like
They just
why?
didn't believe. They didn't
They
believe.
didn't
didn't
believe. Believe in your property, WB. You own this shit. It's yours. You can make money off of it easily if you weren't so fucking stupid. Like, stop overthinking it. It's easy. It's spelled out for you. And one element, especially that I didn't mention because I railed on this. I'm sorry because it angered me, just like it angered Taco Powell. This movie has a great element to it, to where it's like a scrappy underdog. Like, you expect these fuckers to win this tournament? These guys?
Right.
Like, like an old sports movie almost. I'm like, if you would have just leaned into that, kept the violence, all the good action, that's all you needed. Was like, this asshole group of Earth Realmers can't win this tournament against these people.
Right.
That would have been great. Make it like a sports movie, but it's a Mortal Kombat movie. I think that element would have worked perfectly for this shit.
Make it warrior.
Make it warrior. It's a straight up tournament. And we lose characters that we like. Hey, we like Jax, but hey, fuck it. He dies halfway in the middle. That's Mortal Kombat, baby. That's what happens. Like,
Right.
fuck it.
Right.
You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to win a fucking fight. If you would have made it that, this shit would have been 95% Rotten Tomatoes easily. But you didn't. You were dumb as fuck, you stupid fucks at Warner Brothers. God damn it. This is why Disney beats you. You suck.
I guess I have a little bit of a, and I'll kind of wrap it up with this. I think that what gets me is if they were trying to open up to broader audiences, how and why, right? Mortal Kombat isn't the type of franchise that's easy to just. It's not a superhero franchise, right?
You can get those elements though, TJ.
I'm not saying that you can't, but I'm saying that in terms of the initial buy, it's not a superhero franchise.
Right.
So it's not something you could easily just be like, cool, we can make it generic and then bring in the general audience. Like,
Right.
it's so authentically its own. You really have to lean into a lot of its traits in order to get success mechanisms, right? And so I guess I was just like, cool, if you don't want to lean into what makes Mortal Kombat cool, then like why are you even trying to adapt it? Like,
Because
like,
blood. We can put blood in
It's not
it.
even a problem with just Mortal Kombat itself. A bunch of movies produced by WB has that same problem. They don't want to lean into the property that they have.
They never do. Even with the superhero shit, even with that DC EU shit, they never do. They never go all in. Like Disney goes all in on their characters. They'll tweak shit to where it's accessible for everybody, but they kind of do take the elements of what makes that character, and they go forward. WB has not been able to figure that shit out on any property they have. And I don't know who's in charge of it. Fire that motherfucker because he's ruining your studio.
Well, guys, aren't you guys excited for the next Mortal Kombat movie where we know Earth is going to win?
I hope it's a situation to where they completely. I hope it's a Suicide 2 situation to where they fire whoever did this shit. And it's like the next person, Mortal Kombat, like the back of your hand. Go for it. Go do it the way it should be done.
Tommy, you know what's going to happen?
Oh, they do it.
You know what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Johnny Cage is going to come and he's going to suck. And no one's going to like him because they're going to make him like Elon Musk.
He's going to die in the first 5 minutes.
Oh,
just
God,
like Annihilation.
Then I'll walk out.
Right.
I will walk out of the movie.
You gotta think.
Snap.
So they set up whatever minimal goodwill they had. Look at there he is. Look at the. Oh, they didn't have Johnny Cage. They had just the poster. But they're gonna set up whatever goodwill they had, and they're gonna blow it immediately. You know that, right? All the things you like about this,
Sammy,
all the things you like about this.
Sammy, we're in a different age now, man, to where some studios recognize that they fucked up.
Belt buckle. He's got the belt buckle.
He does have the belt buckle.
Hey, what's his name? Had the hat, and he got his soul sucked just the same. But anyway, folks.
No problems with coming out. I have no problems with him dying.
Wait, folks. Message us in our respective places. We have one more review to do. Tommy, you're late for the Oscars. It don't matter. The important ones are later.
Yeah,
we're gonna do Falcon and the Winter Soldier right now. But right now, we're gonna take a commercial break. So sit tight as we go ahead and get some water, take a shit, do what we got to do, and we'll be right back to review the entirety of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We'll be back after this.
Hey, promise the GF no longer than 3.
Hey, we don't care about us coming back in, promising your girlfriend that you got to be back at 8 o'clock. It's all right. It's Falcon and the Winter Soldier time. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for watching that nice commercial, letting us get the fundings that we need to keep this show alive. But audio listeners, also, what was it? Newstaint.org? Newstait, I'm sorry. NEWSTAINT. Watch last episode. That's 5% off of your mexmerch.com order for those audio listeners who stuck with us to this second review. But now, our second review, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Tommy, you ended that last review about Mortal Kombat, talking about how Disney knows how to take liberties with its characters. And so what we have here with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Disney Plus series, 6 episodes, all released. We decided just to talk about all of it at once because WandaVision was too crazy to go week by week because there's already crazy people on the internet that do that for us already. So, and we love them, by the way. Eric Voss, shout out, New Rockstars. Fucking love you guys. Anyway, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the story of how Falcon, Sam Wilson, discovers that being a black man's hard in America. Should have known that already, but he discovers how hard it could be to be a black man in America and also be Captain America. So what ends up happening, he gives up the shield to the government, and they give it up to a mediocre white man who proceeds to fuck it up. Then there's some terrorist organizations with a red-haired... Is she black?
She's biracial.
Biracial.
She's beautiful.
We have a beautiful... You what, mate? Oh, go blup, tyrant. Oh, governor. And so
I needed subtitles to understand
she
what
is
you're talking about.
very Cockney. I think Cockney is the right one. She is very much
super
of that.
British.
All right, I'm a fly smash it.
I didn't mean to have your sister trying to what?
It was definitely Irish.
No, it wasn't Irish. Is it Irish?
She's half Irish, half Jamaican, by the way. The actress.
Is that how you invent beauty? Good God.
Yeah, hey, look, like everybody says, biracial is God's Photoshop. Like,
Right.
good
Nah,
luck
but-
not
but-
making a
but-
pretty motherfucker.
But black and redhead doesn't usually mix, but she's very beautiful.
Right.
She
That's
is,
not the
yeah.
point. She's also a fantastic actress.
She's a phenomenal actress.
So with this one, there's a couple threads that we can go over. So I want to start off by saying, and maybe you guys knew this, maybe you didn't, that they had to cut a whole subplot featuring a virus from this series.
Yeah. Because of COVID.
Because of
Good old
COVID.
COVID striking again, you bitch.
Nobody wants to watch COVID after living through COVID. So Disney made
Right.
the executive decision. And I guess we could start there with the Flag Smashers. So the Flag Smashers are the bad guys, the general bad guys of this series. Led by, what's her name, Kitty? Carly. Kitty.
Yeah.
Carly. I guess the original premise was that the blip happens, people are displaced, country borders have moved, there's a whole band of refugees, and in this refugee camp specifically, people are getting sick from this mysterious disease. Let's call it like the snapfluenza. That's what it would be. I think that's what they were implying. That subplot's not there, but you can just imagine that
Yeah,
there's
we don't need it.
famine, there's displacement, there's tragedy, poverty. People are struggling in these camps. Radicalizes Carly to create the Flag Smashers to cause mayhem, and then at some point they were testing on super soldiers, or I forgot they found the super soldier serums in one of the thefts.
Well, look,
I forgot.
The super soldier serum in the comic books, it's its own elusive thing to where only time it's ever worked was Captain America.
Right.
That was it. To where it worked perfectly to the way they wanted it to.
And
the motherfucker who invented that got shot immediately and died.
Right.
So the actual formula for the perfect super soldier serum is gone. And for years, for decades, motherfuckers have been trying to duplicate. That's how you get Luke Cage. That's how you get fucking U.S. Agent. That's how you get so many superheroes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
The 1950s super racist Captain America.
There you go. Isaiah Bradley. That's how you get all of these. A failed super soldier serum. Yeah. That's what those are. That's all of those are. And so, we get to address that here finally in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
But I'm saying, Carly, how did she come up with all the vials? Did she steal them, or did she
power broker? The power broker is the reason. Who in the comic books is a motherfucker who has it, who gives it out. Who just
in the show or
comics?
Comics.
Also, by the way, let's go ahead and start here. Before spoiler for the whole series. We only do spoiler reviews here at the Mexcellence because
I'm pretty sure they've watched.
Why not? Yeah, but why not?
If you haven't, that's your problem.
So anyway, Power Broker is able to actually. She's stolen for the
Falcon
Power
has a
Broker.
cybernetic arm. That's a spoiler for you.
Yeah.
You fuckers. Anyway, so they have the super soldier serum. A couple of them took it. About 6 or 7 of them have the super soldier serum.
A variation of it.
Yeah. Or no, one that works clearly. Though they were able to recalculate it.
Yeah.
They were able to recreate it through science. Between those Hydra and other government agencies, it got developed. So that's the leverage point for the Flag Smashers. They're superhumans. They're causing all sorts of chaos and heists. Falcon gets rewarded with the Captain America shield at the end game. He says, "I don't want it. Government can have it." And government goes, "All right, white guy, Medal of Honor, Medal of Honor recipient."
Are you? Hey, Sammy, do you have blonde hair and blue eyes? You do? Mm-hmm. Captain America.
Your dad's Kurt Russell? You're in.
Perfect.
Pause. In terms of construction, might be easier to just go through episode by episode. Just so we can get the
Are we going one through 6?
I don't really remember the order in which half the shit happens.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, all I remember is Zemo dancing and the end.
Right.
Honestly.
Because
Zemo handing out candy.
I think it's a little easier to wrap. And I know each episode. I rewatched everything today.
Oh, see.
So episode 1 was pretty much everything from Bucky kind of understanding his experiences, or not, obviously not Bucky understanding experiences, but the Falcon having that really amazing. It starts off with that Falcon having really good action sequence.
Right.
Series kicks off.
Yeah.
Where you're like, okay, because I think one of the things that has always kind of really bumped back is that the Falcon just really doesn't get a lot of time to shine. He's
a notch above Hawkeye.
Right.
Definitely not above Hawkeye.
Right.
Yeah. And he's the type of superhero who doesn't have superpowers, but I mean, to do the shit he does, you've got to be somewhat fucking immune to
Exceptional.
zero G.
You got to be exceptional. That is
But
superpower. Is
essentially-
an exceptional fighter pilot.
We can do the episodes in pairings because they usually kind of link in together. So from episodes 1 to episode 2, that's where all the no free spoilers, but that's where Captain America gets his shield. He does the walkout, and then those 2 episodes end with them being like, "Gotta go get Zemo." Like that's kind of how it wraps up. So within that, I think this series starts off really, really good in terms of. I think the entire series is really good, but I think the introduction episodes are really good just because they really do get you on board with all of the characters. And the one call out that I want to give because, and the reason why I was like, I think running through it by episode in terms of structure is because in episode 2, when you first meet Captain America, like I fell for the dude. I was like, yeah, you know what? Like, is he Steve Rogers? No. But you can see he's trying to just be a dude. Guys, like, hey man, they picked me. I kind of, it's not the type of thing you say no to.
Right.
Whenever his friend Lamar comes in and is like, hey man, like, just deep breaths, like you got this, and he runs out. He's genuinely trying to, kind of live up to that name and trying to figure out how to do that. And so I do think they do a great introduction to that character, as well as the other characters along the seams.
I agree. Like people hate John. Like I think in this series, the one character people seem to have an opinion about and seem to he's kind of the main character in a way as far as attention goes is John Walker. Like when you see memes and shit, it's always about John Walker and what the fuck he's done this episode.
They had Joffrey levels of hate for him.
They really did, man. And I'm like, God damn, okay, like
he hasn't even done anything.
Right. Like I get
Like if you read the comments, I know TACOPOWAH reads the comments, like this motherfucker's done some fucked up shit. Like you haven't even touched the surface of him really yet. And like, okay,
it makes me nervous.
It's complicated.
This is a little outside the realm of the conversation, but I'm nervous for the MCU becoming like Star Wars pretty quickly here if that's about to happen. With people getting vitriolic about the property itself.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
That's where it started bleeding. There, where it's like people got aggressive towards him, and he's not the real Captain America. Everyone likes Chris Evans. We get it. But they took the movie hate or the show hate to real life, and which is good, which means the show did a good job.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Just so we can get on further.
Just to that point, though, I do think that there is something in episode 6, that entire speech that speaks to something like that, right? So, but yeah, these first 2 episodes are all designed and put in place in order for them to you be like, cool, I get why Bucky and the Falcon have to work together. You could tell that Sam's tried to reach out to Bucky sometimes, but Bucky's kind of in his own little camp.
Yeah, they ain't friends. They just kind of acquaintances. Yeah.
Right.
They're acquaintances. And you could see like that super soldiers are back. And it's one of the biggest plot threads. And so I think that the first 2 episodes of the series definitely do a great job of kicking it off. But also, they do all that character building, but little did I know that there'd be another character coming out in the 3rd and 4th episodes that like I loved very, very much because nigga has a mission and he don't give a fuck about no one else but completing that mission.
Right.
Yeah, no matter how ugly it may be, how unethical it may be. It has to get done.
Are you talking about our friend Will Valley?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. We have a friend named Will Valley who looks exactly like Daniel Bruhl, and I can't unsee it. If I can find a picture, I don't think we're friends anymore.
You think so? I don't see it.
Daniel Bruhl and Will?
I don't see it.
They look exactly the fuck. They're both kind of snively white guys with brown hair.
Well, because Will has the the whole beard. So
right.
Maybe if we get, I haven't seen Will without the beard. So
Point being, Zemo comes in back.
Who is the G?
Who is
a fucking G?
As he says in the episode, I want to say episode 3. I'm a Baron. He's rich as fuck.
The thing about Baron Zemo, which of course people who saw Civil War, it pissed them off to no end. In his core, great fucking villain. If it was just a villain just that they made up, you'd be like, okay, cool. Like he got the Avengers to go against each other. That's impressive as fuck.
Right.
He was nothing like his comic book counterpart at all. And in this show, they were like, okay, I know you guys want the real Baron Zemo. All right, we really didn't explain how he is when he's not raging and obsessed with one thing. So we'll get to know him as he would usually be, otherwise. And of course, we introduce him to where, like, they break him out of jail, sort of. He really does the most himself.
It's
kind of lay the groundwork.
Yeah.
Because they need his help. And, like, he gets a fly-ass jacket and shit. Got style all of a sudden, Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see that style in Civil War. Motherfucker's got a private jet and his own Alfred. And then, and Sam and Bucky are like, what the fuck is all? He's like, motherfuckers, I was a baron. You destroyed my country.
Right.
I ran that bitch. You destroyed it. I don't have that anymore.
Right.
I still got the money, though. So, let's go.
Right. Swiss bank accounts.
Yes. Yes, I still got the money. I still got the swag. Let's go.
Right. And so,
I mean,
yeah.
What I loved about Zemo, and kind of the third and fourth episodes, when you get to getting to know him a little bit more with depth, right, is that, like you're saying, Tommy, he's just like, what I really also like is that, he's a rich guy, a lot of power, a lot of swagger. He's like, yo, I lived in this underworld. Like, I know where we got to go. I got some ideas, right? But I think the best feat is that he's just like, hey, I want y'all to know, I ain't got no beef with y'all.
No.
Like, we good.
He's like, hey, do y'all motherfuckers have superpowers? Besides Bucky, who I'm sure he might have some beef with, but he fucked Bucky over so much, he's like, I get why you're mad at me.
Right.
No, he
I
literally,
get it.
he's like, yo, I get it.
Yeah,
Like,
I totally get it. Yeah.
like, I'm not, he's like, hey, man, and he was like, it's nothing personal. You were literally just a means to an end.
Yeah, I used you for my mission. I apologize. No hard feelings type shit.
It's like, it didn't have to be you. It was just, that's kind of how it worked out.
Right.
Exactly. And the thing about him, I love, it's like, yeah, like you said, like zero. He has no ill will towards Sam or Bucky. He gets Bucky's whole thing. So Bucky's excluded from his whole, I hate people with superpowers. He kind of gave Bucky a pass. And so, but anybody else, he's like, no, that is my fucking mission. Anybody who has that shit, anyone who distributes that shit, I'm going to kill. I don't give a fuck. They destroyed my country. That is where my fucking hate goes.
Right.
And when you look at him like that, it's like, well, I get it. Like, they destroyed your country. It was an accident. We know the other side of the story, which you probably don't get, but we totally get it. And with that, it's like, you really can't hate Zemo at all through this whole fucking thing.
Because he also has a point, right? He's the
Yes.
first person in the series who's like, or not the first person, but he constantly says and is correct on, like, yo, if you get this super serum and you ain't Steve Rogers, you got problems. You are going to end up having issues or cause issues. And
no person should have this.
He's like, it's not even, it's the fact that it's them. It's the fact that they decided to take that super serum that inevitably, guess what? All of them got problems and end up killing people and doing other shit except for Steve Rogers. So he comes in, he's like, I have a point. I know y'all need me. And the only thing that he's doing kind of sketchy or scummy, right, is outside of like, hey, being like, I killed somebody that I wasn't supposed to. Right?
Sorry.
But the other thing was, he's like, yo, I'm going to withhold information, but not because I want to. It's because, nigga, I need leverage. Like,
Right.
Yeah. I'm out of jail right now, and I would like to stay that way. So, yeah.
So he was reading in the book, in the cell, he was reading a book about either about or from Machiavelli. So he's a very Machiavellian type of, I hold all the cards. I'm kind of the puppeteer. I'm going to do what I need to do to make all this happen. Now, he has one complaint in there, though. Do you think it was weird that he was a little inconsistent that at the end of Civil War, he's about ready to put a bullet in his head, and now he's dancing at the club just kind of like making jokes and stuff?
No,
because
I don't,
because Marcos also had that concern about other characters like Bucky cracking jokes. Everyone's a jokey joke maker now. Did that bother you at all?
No, because you got to realize years have passed now. Half the fucking universe got wiped the fuck out. If that doesn't change your mindset in some way, maybe about your own life, and just the fact that that much time has passed, Zemo's been in a fucking jail cell for years. Like, okay, so I'm sure at that point, now he's kind of come to terms with like, okay, I'm still alive. And after this incident where he broke out of jail, it's like, okay, my purpose is not done. They're going to need me again at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and he's, again, the smartest guy in the room. So he's always going to be plotting. So he, at that moment when he wanted to put a bullet in his head, that was a moment. Now that he has time to think about it, he's like, all right, fuck that. Like, no, it's a new day.
I get it's like comic book characters and they have traits that make them iconic or certain things, right? But in this instance, or at least with that certain complaint key, I'm just like, people change. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's all like he wasn't. Once again, he's not an idiot. He's not someone who's irrational. Like, who's not? How do I put it? He's irrational in one area,
Yeah.
right? But he was driven to the brink. He was like, but
He was
that
at his
point,
rock
he had time
bottom,
to
yeah.
think.
Right.
And then he's like, that's why he came out. I think that if anything, his character was consistent because he was like, yo, like, that's why he came out. I ain't got no beef with y'all. Like, y'all aren't my problem. I'm
Right.
good. I'm not
And
here
also,
to fuck y'all up.
and also the very end, the last episode, when Bucky has that gun to him, he's like, fuck it, go ahead, man. I get it. It's cool. Knock yourself out. Zemo's a character, he doesn't give a fuck about dying at this point, which honestly makes him more dangerous. Because he's, like I say, he's not going to do it himself, but he's like, hey, I can do a lot of shit here before that happens. I really don't care about dying. Obviously, I was about to do it myself, but I can cause a lot more trouble. You know, I can do a lot more. And if I just so happen to die, so be it.
I think it's not that he doesn't care about dying. I think it's more so he's like, I think he's just accept. He's like, if someone comes back after me to kill me, I get it.
Yeah.
I fucked over people. That's it.
So,
I think that's why he was a little more accepting.
Yeah.
But
Right.
to get off Zemo a little bit, because 3 and 4, or like those initial first episodes before we get to the
3 is probably the best episode ever.
which one was 3?
Power
3's
Broker.
good.
When they go to Madripoor.
Okay.
3's good. I would say. I did like 5 a lot when it slowed down a little bit.
Well, when did they introduce Milton Bradley into the whole thing?
2.
Milton Bradley, Isaiah Bradley, Milton Bradley. is a game.
I wanted to call him Milton Bradley. I know.
I know who
I
you meant
know.
to. That's why I was like.
So
episode 2.
Milton
I
Bradley
haven't
here.
even touched that plot.
Well, the thing is,
But go ahead.
well, if you have 15 minutes to wrap everything up, let's go ahead and move it along because
Please.
they introduce Isaiah Bradley
Isaiah Bradley.
in
And
episode
Bradley.
and Eli Bradley, Patriot, and
Patriot, yeah.
and then the original Captain America, or rather second Captain America, Isaiah Bradley.
Second in MCU, first in the
First in the comics, yeah.
He was pre World War II.
He was before, yeah.
So,
They
but
were
they
still
made,
trying to
It
figure
was
it
a
out.
retcon.
but
It
okay,
was
so they
a
made him
retcon.
Vietnam instead.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Right, yeah. In the comics, he's before Steve Rogers.
Right. So, you have him, and Falcon gets news of, oh shit, there's another super soldier. Why didn't anybody know about this? Why didn't anybody know?
Because he's a Negro.
Right. He is a black man,
Yeah.
and
Steve didn't know.
Steve didn't
Steve
know.
did not know, yeah.
And they were like, look, they experimented on me. They poked and prodded me. They kept me away from my family. The KGB, Hydra, everybody was fucking with me.
The
I
US
come
government.
back. My wife's dead. They didn't send I never got her letters. She never got mine. Fuck America. I'm done. I'm out. Let me tend to my garden, take care of my grandson, and everyone fuck off. Please. Fuck off. And everyone's like, yeah, you're right.
And I agree.
You're right.
Yeah, they really fucked you over, man.
And-
Like shit.
and-
And you know what was great, Sammy?
Right.
In that the whole introduction with Isaiah Bradley, he tells a story about how it was other black men who were being experimented on, and he decided, I'm gonna break them out.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, fuck that. No, they
got
were
captured.
captured. Yeah, they were captured.
Captured.
He did the exact same thing Steve Rogers did when he in the original Captain America when he broke out the Howling Commando.
Right.
Exact same thing, but no, you're black. So no,
Court-martial.
no. Court-martial. You're done. Well, yeah, the world will not even know you exist. I love that shit. I love that so fucking much to where they put that fucking contrast to like, yeah, if you're a black man with those powers, it doesn't fucking matter. You really don't have power. If you're a white guy, blonde hair, blue eyes, you're Captain America.
Right. We'll put them
And I
in the
love
press.
that they address that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like episode 5 so much, because it originally, when you come off 2, like, you get his anger, you get why he's upset, right? But they didn't have to. They could have left it at that and been like, cool, you get why he's mad. But they go back in episode 5 and they give you more depth and more sympathy that you could vibe. He's like, it's not that I'm just mad to be mad, because he said that because he had given this, that's when he gave the story about him going out doing the same thing that he did with Captain America. But that's also when he's going through and he's like, I didn't get a single letter from my wife. They told her I was dead.
Yeah.
Like, And he goes into depth about it. He's like, I'm not just mad because I'm so mad just because they experimented on me.
Right.
There's so much more to that. Because this government doesn't care about me, doesn't care about people like me. And he says a line that's like, I don't think any self-respecting black man would also pick up the mantle as well. And the fact that they said that, but also, are able to address, like, Bucky still thinks about that and kind of comes to his own conclusion still, and is like, hey, there's different ways that we can go about it. It's just, you don't get that sort. I wasn't expecting that sort of depth in Marvel ever.
Right, same here. It surprised the fuck out of me.
But
Really?
also,
I wasn't surprised by it. I go,
no, it's the mouth, Sammy. No, they stick to a formula. If there's ever a studio that sticks to a formula, it's fucking Disney.
But
so the fact that they kind of went off script to point out this obvious social issue in all these movies, man.
Tommy,
yes.
They found out it was lucrative in Black Panther, so why wouldn't they double down where they could?
They never addressed shit in Black Panther. Black Panther is a movie with just a shitload of black people in it.
Right.
That's it.
Right, but
it doesn't so much address race in it, though.
What are you talking about? Killmonger's whole thing was that.
Was it?
Killmonger's was colonialism.
Killmonger was like, put guns in the hands of black people.
Right. It was very militant. And guess what?
No. Yeah, you're right. I forgot. I'm thinking fucking Claw. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah,
Killmonger. He touched on it. Yes.
Right.
It was touched on, but it wasn't fully.
But if you look at the news articles, you look at what the actual research, because Disney also does research. They said people like Killmonger because he was bringing some real to it. And what you do is, if you're able to recontextualize American history is real and what it was, that's safe to do, and it's lucrative as fuck. And creates a lot of goodwill. It's a gamble. Hey. It's a gamble, but it was not as big of a gamble as you think it is. Strangely,
piss off like what's his name?
White guys, bland white guys. No, but that's fine. That's fine because they don't.
That bitch Tucker Carlson. Yeah.
Because
that
if you,
bitch Tucker.
Well, this is me as a media guy. This is a media guy in me, which is if you're able to solidify a group of people at the expense of a couple people that don't really care. Or will be pissed off enough to never watch your shit again because you said some shit about black folk, then you don't want that money forever. Black folk are now going to be buying Falcon new Captain America toys. They're going to be buying Isaiah Bradley toys. They're going to buy Medals of Honor and plaques as if Isaiah Bradley's a real person. They're going to have statues of him in their fucking mantles. Lord knows when a Mexican guy comes out, I'm going to have his toys and shit on my wall same day.
Y'all got Falcon 2 coming.
This should be your favorite. This should be your favorite Marvel franchise because you're one step away.
It shouldn't be because they don't introduce him. He's there.
They got
wings, but they don't introduce.
We got Luis.
Yeah, we got
Luis from Ant-Man.
We got Luis.
You do.
We got Luis, and then one of my friends who is a military guy who gets wings because he's kind of smart. Like, I gotta like him. He's only in it for 5 minutes. I'll see.
And
Torres is about to be.
I like Torres.
He's fine.
They still need to change his name to Golden Eagle, but fuck it, whatever. He can be Falcon too.
No, they'll call him Golden Eagle. They'll call him Golden Eagle.
They need to
because they'll change it up because they'll be like, "Hey, I need a wingman." And then Golden Eagle.
Dun, dun, dun.
Why not just call him Wingman?
Y'all got those two, and y'all have America. She'll come out soon.
So the culmination of these plots is the fact that Wyatt Russell, what's his name? U.S. agent. What's his real name? The character's name. John Walker murders one of the Flag Smashers in cold blood in front of the world.
I still say he decapitated him.
No, he didn't decapitate him. I thought so. They should have. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was his ribcage just split open.
They should have. He should have decapitated him.
He should have just decapitated.
That would have been. That's ballsy.
I feel like that's less brutal.
The
world. What the fuck he did.
The world sees it. He's court-martialed. He gets to keep, or he doesn't even get to keep his health insurance.
He doesn't go to jail.
But he doesn't go to jail. White privilege. And
right.
That image though, with when he's carrying the shield, putting it back on, and it's just covered in blood.
It was cool.
It
was like a very
said a lot.
And what they also why I also liked 5 was because between 2 establishes, hey man, he's a good dude. He's just somebody who, it's a lot to live up to.
A little in over his head, yeah.
Right.
And he's trying. By the time you get to 4, you can see because he took the super serum, started to get a little cray.
He's very PTSD. You could tell he's fucked up.
He's tweaking.
He is. He's been through a lot.
Right.
And he's just like, and he feels like, hey, I haven't delivered on a mission. I'm starting to lose time. People keep dying. Like, I got a lot on my plate. I have to make sure that my first big thing is good. So he's like, that's why he runs in on the Falcon.
Right. Talking to
But
Carly.
what I love about 5 is that 4 sets it up perfectly to where there was never a time, even when he made that, when everyone killed the dude, and after when he went to church, where I was like, damn, I don't feel like I can understand, I can see someone being like, you just killed my best friend.
He was actually a good guy.
Like, I'm going after you. And the chick's like, oh, like, and the dude's like, I have nothing to do about it. He's like, I don't give a fuck. You are part of the group that
Right.
just murdered my friend. And even the girl comes out later on and is like, I'm sorry about your friend, but so like, I get how he feels, and it sucks that he's put in the position that he's in. Is he right? Is he still shitty in some senses? Yeah, I think he can't be stepping up to Bucky and Falcon like that. You ain't been through shit, young guy.
Right.
But I was never a moment where I was like, damn, man, I can understand.
Right.
Like, to me, the hatred for him, I never got. And it's funny because a lot of like Army vets who are, or military vets who are fans of Marvel or whatever, they had an article where they had a lot of their tweets. And they were like, thank you, Marvel, for not making him a full-blown villain. Mm-hmm. Because, like, I related to this character probably more than any other character you've had. Mm-hmm. Because that complexity of the way, like, this dude's been through fucking much.
He says something. Yeah. He goes, you made me like this. Or he's like, I've been dealing with your protocols, whatever. Like, I've
done everything y'all have asked.
Y'all have asked me to do. Yeah.
Right. And he's done it. And what, now you're mad because, I got the job done by being violent?
Yeah.
By doing what you told me to do, you built me to be this, and I'm the perfect soldier. You gave me the Medal of Honor, the highest award the government can award someone. And now I'm not enough? Yeah, he's only, I think it's 2 or 3. But like, and now you're saying it's bad. So ultimately, they strip the shield from him. Falcon goes back to Louisiana, I'm assuming.
Old Louisiana.
Got finish this fishing boat, and then they go back. Bucky goes to the Wakandans. Shout out to the Dora Milaje. Fucking dope. They weren't even super soldiers. The strong black women beating the hell out of mediocre white men. I love it.
I will say,
I love seeing
like one of my favorite scenes, dog. Because he comes in, he's like, I think you know who I am. I'm Captain America. They look at him like, you don't give a
bitch.
Right.
We the Dora Milaje.
No. You don't have jurisdiction here. The Dora Milaje have jurisdiction wherever they happen. Wherever they happen to be. I'm like, because
and I love Bucky and Sam's just like stepping back, like, motherfucker, you did that yourself.
Right. Right.
I like how Bucky is even like Falcon's like, dog, did you know they can dispatch your armies? Like, nigga, I didn't know.
I didn't.
They put a fail safe?
No. It's just like, look, Wakandans are the best people in the Marvel universe. Wakandans,
they are already 2 steps ahead of you.
My soul. Here's the thing. This is a sidebar, but we're gonna wrap it up pretty quickly here. I was listening to I forgot what song. I think All the Stars from Black Panther, the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I was listening to it and I cried because Chadwick Boseman died. I never grieved it, and I was listening to that song and I'm like, I got really fucking sad because I saw that episode. As I was thinking about it, I'm like, I'm not gonna see King fucking T'Challa again. I got fucking sad because Wakanda is so dope.
It's so
fucking
dope. I love Wakanda.
I put them as like a character in a show who's like there just to be badass. Like
right.
That's how I feel about Wakanda.
Mysterious and badass.
Because the thing is, whenever Wakandans show up, like it's like, damn.
Oh shit.
No, but what I also liked was they didn't give a shit about if and why, what the reason is, and who they're like. No, you took out Zemo. You shouldn't have done that.
You have
8 hours.
You got 8 hours. Figure it out.
They were like, the only reason you have 8 hours is because it's you.
Yeah, you white wolf.
We like it. We like you.
And then at the end of episode 5, she's like, "Make yourself scarce of Wakanda for a while, because niggas ain't gonna forget this for a little
Yeah,
bit."
we're a little pissed about you breaking this motherfucker out,
Right.
but you know,
But they're fair. That's the thing. They're
They are
tough,
very
but
fair,
they're
yeah.
tough but fair. Now,
they're very just.
now, and they even called in a favor. Hey, could you make him a dope ass Wakandan vibranium suit
Yeah.
with new wings? And they're like, we got you.
Yeah, we got it.
You know,
And I guess we can kind of
Put
I'm
it
okay
there.
with going over a little bit.
Yeah.
We can wrap it up on episode 6 because
yeah, that's where I
that's-
want to go. Well, can I
that's-
call it
that's-
episode 6 message?
Hey, episode 6, to be fair, it's a climax. That's what it is. The end of episode 5 is setting you up for like, okay, if this was a movie, which it is,
Right.
okay, now it's time to get in the climax.
And
mode.
I had a lot of, and I heard some people were like a little let down by
A
episode.
lot of
6.
people were, yeah.
And I was like, I didn't get that.
I didn't
Not
either.
because-
I don't understand it.
Not because the flag smashers, stashers, McBashers were like defeated. I was just like, I don't think anybody was really vested in that plot line to begin.
I wasn't.
I don't hate the plot line like some people do. I'm just neutral on it. I was like,
They were a means to
get
the
it.
they were
I
a means to
get
the
it.
end.
I just didn't care.
I didn't
Really.
either.
and I think that since, like you were saying, they had to remove a plot line from it, right?
Right.
So I think that, but the reason why you could tell there's still remnants is because when they are stealing, they're stealing vaccines. You
Yeah.
see a room of sick people.
Weird
Like,
ADR
it's-
type things are happening, lines and stuff that are retconning things. The thing is that they developed the storyline where it's like you feel bad for these people. These are refugees. These are people that are at the wit's end. They can't do anything more, and nobody's listening to them. World governments are letting them down, and so we got to blow shit up so they can listen to us, so we don't fucking die out here.
Yes.
And you don't have that subplot, so then it's just we're blowing up stuff because we're displaced. It's like
One thing I love that they're doing with these series is because, of course, in Spider-Man Far From Home, we see the whole aftermath
Blip.
of the blip. That's our first introduction to the aftermath of the blip, and it's
The
played
blip
for
just
comedy.
keeps
Yeah.
sucking. It keeps getting
From
worse.
WandaVision, I'm like, oh, this fucking sucks. This was not funny in any way, shape, or form.
right.
And then with this, it takes it even further to where, like, okay,
We have-
how would it
so-
have been
so- no.
if millions of people disappeared and fucking appeared
right.
5 years later?
Sokovia
Like,
doesn't exist no more, or is very shrunken.
Yeah.
Well, like Monica Rambeau, your mom died 5 years ago. Sorry, bye.
sorry.
And then it's like, oh yeah, now you don't have a homeland,
Yeah,
and
people have moved into your home, so
and
you know.
we're not going to provide any humanitarian aid because it's such a world crisis. We don't know what to do. And then what they end up with the message portion of 6 is Sam Wilson, Captain America,
15-minute speech.
destroying everything, kicking ass, taking names.
Doing his job.
Sharon Carter in there as well.
We'll get to her.
We'll get to her. Comes in, saves the day. It's very easy. It's not very difficult for them to save
No.
the day. I think that's the part that was underwhelming, is that you knew it was going to happen. Awesome. And then the speech happens. Now, I'll let you guys talk about it because you guys love it, I'm assuming. I liked
I
it.
did.
It was, I joke about it, I've said it a couple times, but message, I got it. It was a little over the top, and it was in the middle of the episode, so I'm like, where do we go from here? It was like the climax, and then it happened, and then there was a lot of tying up loose ends. So I'm watching it. The way it's cut is amazing. The black and white of the ambulance and the police against the white suit looked awesome.
Yeah, everybody watching.
Everybody watching, and even me. And this was mean because he was like, I feel it. I feel the judgment. I see it in your eyes. And I'm like, in my brain at the time, I was like, is he Captain America? Oh shit, he called me out.
Yeah,
Because
to me that was the beauty of that speech. It's because it spoke outside of just the MCU and this fucking show that you're watching.
Right.
That shit was just real shit.
right.
He was just like, yo, I know that he. What really got me the line that I
Not
right?
everybody's gonna accept me as
Yeah,
Captain.
not everybody's gonna
Yeah.
like me. He's like, it's, and I have to live with that.
Right. It's like Anthony Mackie was off script. It's like,
It almost was. Yeah, it was like this is too real.
right. And he gives it to, and then Marcos made this point off air, was talking about how it was like those senators weren't really set up as being really important, so he's not really talking to them. Like, it doesn't really matter what they think because they're like, what are we supposed to do? And he's like, you don't take the easy way. We got to talk about it. And he's being very Captain America, very
Yeah.
like, we got to be the best for everybody. And with the experience of a black man, he brings up too, where it's like, look, I know how this country treats fucked up people. It's fucked up, but we got to try to help people and be better.
Like he said, the one thing that he said that I've been seeing on Twitter and shit, that the one part people are taking was like, I don't have superpowers. I'm not blonde haired, blue eyes.
Right.
Only power I have is the belief that we can do better. That's it.
Right.
And I think that's a great like that is a message that can resonate through anybody. Like, yeah, be fucking better. Quit being shitty.
And the thing is that people don't. They're like, I hate Black Captain America, and they're shitty.
Yes.
Which is real. Which is real.
Just to kind of, with his speech, I think that like it was very easy for it to get hammy, and it never felt like that.
No,
right?
it never did. Not to me.
Me a little bit.
Because you're not black, Sammy.
Goddamn right.
You'll never understand.
Sit on the bench, Sammy. We're talking now.
Hey, no.
Go ahead, TJ.
No, I'm as progressive as you want. A 15-minute monologue in the middle of an episode.
Saying some shit that we want to say every goddamn day was great.
Bro,
Sammy, you ain't gonna win this argument. Just sit back and relax.
Hey, to be fair, you guys give me 15-minute monologues every day about what you guys want. So technically, you guys are my Captain Americas, is what I'm saying.
The comic book, he's saying shit the comic book community needs to hear in order to accept the fact that he's legitimately saying shit that needs to be thrown down.
Yeah,
but
in the comics, he was
rejected.
He was rejected in the comics from comic book readers alike.
Yeah,
nobody wanted Sam as Captain America.
Right. Well, I guess
they did it anyway.
Right.
They did it anyway, and he did a pretty good job. But it was just one of those things where he came out at probably the wrong time, around the time when Marvel was replacing everybody with a person of color.
Yeah,
right.
Replaced
a
Hulk
woman.
with an Asian, Thor with a woman, Thor into a woman, Hulk into an Asian kid.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that the other part of his speech that really resonated with me, it was just the dropping of labels, right? Where he was just like, look, we were so quick to throw and label something before we even think about the whys. Right. And that's with anything. And that kind of goes off our media thing, right? Where we are exposed to something first and we don't think about the additional context.
Right.
And I think that was an awesome message to have, especially because I felt like genuinely this is, I don't want to make this, it's probably the realest of the Marvel series, like of anything.
Oh, hands down, yeah.
Because I'm just like, there was like, it was just like, it was not apologetic with what it was saying.
Right.
Like the only time I was like, all right, come on. But I mean, I then had to stop and be like, why am I saying that? Like I should be celebrating was when the dude comes out and is like, that's the Black Falcon.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that was stupid.
Not the Black Falcon.
That's Captain America.
No, he stops the shit. He's like, that's Captain America.
He looks at the camera too.
Yeah.
No, what he should have said would have been funny as fuck. He's like, that's not the Black Falcon. That's the Black Captain America.
But no, I think that I also think I like the way that they're showing off how Sam's not the same Captain America. I'm like, hey dog, with wings and a shield, okay.
Jetpacks.
He's Iron Man mixed with Falcon.
Everybody's Iron. If you ain't got powers, everybody's banking off a
you need some Stark industry shit.
Except now, because Stark's gone, they be like, hey nigga, you got to go to Wakanda, and them niggas ain't that easy.
Right. Hey,
yeah,
Hawkeye.
Their technology is better.
Hawkeye is not. Hawkeye is just pure skill, baby.
We don't know that his show's coming soon. We'll see how he's gonna have some tech. I'll be goddamn.
Nah, he no tech for Hawkeye, baby. Central Valley's finest. Jeremy Renner's from Fresno area, so
I love Jeremy.
Jeremy Renner's one of my hometown heroes. So Jeremy Renner, fuck yeah. But anyway, last thing, so we
does not give a
fuck. Now, just so we can wrap it up real quick, what do you guys? Final thoughts and moving forward. Power broker being Sharon Carter, Julia Louis-Dreyfus as La Contessa. They're making potentially a Thunderbolts with U.S. Agent, and Zemo Abomination is still in the mix. They said so. What do you guys think of the series, and where are we going from here?
Time out, Marvel. You can say from my point, but Marvel was like, "Oh, y'all thought we didn't have the Suicide Squad option? think again.
Right.
Well,
That's slightly different, but yeah.
We have a
Pretty much the same.
psychopath. We have
This
a
should
psychopath.
definitely-
Captain America. Nega Captain America. We have
Yeah.
like-
anti-Hulk. Who else is it? Zemo. We got a terrorist man.
Yeah, a genius,
Terrorist
a
genius.
mad genius. Yeah.
Who else? So who else
but
is part
Sammy,
of
you can kick us
that?
off with final thoughts, dog.
Oh no, final
Yeah.
thoughts. It's good. I liked it more than WandaVision, as inconsistent as it was. As inconsistent as it was, which it was. It knew what it was: action, drama, with a little bit of social context thrown into there. A lot of social context thrown into there. It's right up Marvel's alley. 7 out of 10. This is where it needs to be. Disney Plus. You don't need to watch it because what's going to happen is Captain America's going to show up in the next movie as Captain America, and they're going to be like, oh, okay, we don't need to establish anything. This is just filler and setup, and it was enjoyable to watch every week. And it was short, got to the point, good jokes, good action, solid all the way around. I enjoyed it. WandaVision didn't know what it wanted to be, I felt, and it was too long at this point,
It's
9
like
weeks.
experimenting with a lot of
I felt
things. Yeah.
Right.
I felt this one did kind of have the opposite effect of WandaVision, whereas the more episodes progressed, they slowly got better. But the WandaVision is like the more episodes came by,
It got
the worse
worse.
it got.
Right.
Yeah.
The gimmick ran dry. This one had no gimmicks.
I
It was
would
just
say
point
that
A to point B.
WandaVision episode 3 was really good, right? But then that's when the blip stuff happens, and then you could.
Right. Monica
Yeah.
Rambeau.
Oh,
That's my new wife, man. Oh
Angel.
my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Monica Rambeau. I love you.
Oh Lord.
No, I saw a picture of her where they put a picture of her up somewhere about like a prequel thing, and I was just like, God damn it, she's gorgeous. I want to know her. I want to be in her presence. But anyway, I hate that the show always talks about how women are just gorgeous, but Jesus, is she?
That's a black woman. You can say how she's gorgeous all day.
Oh my god. Anyway, back to but anyway, I
Especially when
liked
the
it.
fucking eyes glow and shit, and I'm like, I just got a fear boner.
Oh, Jesus.
Right? Let me make your eyes glow, girl. Come on, Tommy. Final
Yes.
thoughts.
Okay, man. So the Sharon Carter thing was whatever. Like it was what it literally was. That
I didn't care.
you
but
don't care. Like you see it from a mile away, and it's just
Right.
like,
But
okay,
I am.
I like
kinda
the
bummed.
actress. Let her stay in the MCU. She's fine.
Right.
You know. And
I
so
didn't,
that
think I didn't think it was the worst.
it
I
wasn't the
didn't think it was
worst.
great.
No,
Absolutely not. Not the
she's
worst.
there. Whatever. Fine. Sharon Carter. Props to you. We'll see where that goes.
I do
But
feel
as far
that-
as the show goes, I can tell you, aside from that opening scene from the first episode and bits from that last episode, as far as action goes, that's all I cared about. Those were great.
Mhm.
I give a fuck about the action in this show at all. Everything I loved about this show was him in Louisiana with his sister, Bucky trying to make amends with the little Asian man. Like all that shit, to me, just the human shit, just the character stuff with them was so much more important than any of the action shit. I like Carly. I didn't like the whole Flash Smasher subplot.
Right.
I liked her. And I thought, okay, you are a sympathetic character. I get where you're coming from. You are an annoying young person, and I get that too.
Right.
You're off the rails, but you are relatable. You are solid. The actress was great. All I loved about this was the fact that they mentioned, yeah, you're black in the Marvel universe, bitch. They're not going to look at you the same goddamn way as they look at Captain America. The fact that they addressed that was glory to me. The fact that they went there, it's Sam, you say, okay, yeah, they tested it with Black Panther, they did, whatever. I don't care. The fact you said it, the fact you did it, whether it was a risk or it wasn't a risk, the fact that white people who watch that show who may not feel that way, especially white nerds who are the worst,
They are the worst.
they are the goddamn worst. You can't get laid. I'm sorry. That's not our fault. The point is this. Like, you did it. You did good. The fact you addressed it. One issue I had was Bucky did not have much to do. He was there. He played his part greatly, but it was like, it's really not much for him to do.
He was there
He
to
does
he was there to
evolve.
question it. He was there to question I should be Captain America because his shield means something. I'm a white man. And
No.
he was good white men
He
in,
never
in the
wanted
world.
He doesn't want the shield because he's like, I've done
Well,
too
no,
much
he
shit.
almost
I
took
can't
it though.
hold this
No, he
shield.
almost took it though. He was like, you shouldn't have thrown it away. You should have just gave it to me. There was one point where he did
Yeah.
kind of was like, look, man, you gave it up. You shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Like Steve
He
trusted
kept
you.
it in house at least.
Yeah, kept it in house. Right. If I
Yeah.
have to do it, I'll fucking do it. I don't
Fuck
want
it,
to.
I'll do it.
But not this
But the-
fucking Joker.
One of my favorite things was the fact that, yeah, me and Steve, like, cause the one thing that they
That is
need
my
to,
favorite. That's one of my favorite lines they've done.
Yes. The one thing that they should have put more emphasis on is because in Endgame, when Steve says, all right, I'm going to do this, and Bucky looks at him, you know Bucky knows exactly what the fuck Steve's actually going to do.
Right.
And so that was kind of a plot hole to where, like, did they have a conversation? And Bucky acknowledges, yes, Steve told him what he was going to do.
Right.
And he says, I'm going to give this shield to Sam. Bucky agreed. And he's like, I didn't know. Like, how the fuck could we have known what it would be like to give this to a black man? And, you know, in our minds, it's just, okay, you deserve it. So it's yours. The world will be fine. And the fact he acknowledged, like, how could we have known that? Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And he legit apologized. He's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Yeah. Like, that's my fault.
We don't see color. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We're from the 40s, but yeah, we don't see color.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's like that to where, like, I love the fact he acknowledged that shit to where he gets it now. He's like, all right, I get why you gave it up now. And just the evolution of their friendship is great. It is fantastic to a point to where, like, yeah, we're just acquaintances we have one common friend who's gone now, and we're just kind of stuck here with each other. To where, like, no, they are genuinely friends by the end of it.
All right.
To where, like, the Bucky's gonna bang Sam's sister. Like, that's where they are.
So TJ, your final thoughts?
Yeah, I probably would have given this like maybe an 8-ish, 9-ish.
Hey, okay.
So yeah, I give it an 8.5.
Yeah, I'm at 8.
So my feelings on the show for the show itself, 8-ish, 9-ish, 8.5, probably the same as Tommy. The fact they address shit, I think it's a 10 out of 10 must watch for anybody. I know you said it's a filler arc, Sammy. Nah, niggas need to see this. I mean, straight up, like, it addresses those topics. It places a Hispanic person as a potential. They're doing things in this series. It's worth the viewership. I get it. You're like,
I'm sorry, CJ, real quick. I'm sorry. I'll let you get back to it. Sam, quick question for you. If they ever address in the Marvel universe, in any of these shows, where, like, why the fuck don't we have more Latino and Latina superheroes? Like, what's the deal with that? Would you appreciate that they acknowledge that fact?
No, I just want more. Just give them to me. I don't need to know. I know that already. So Torres is going to come up, and guess what the problem is with Torres? They're just going to make him a guy. No, he's not going to be Mexican in any way. He's just going to be a guy. He's not. He doesn't speak Spanish.
You don't know that.
No,
though.
but
that's the problem. Like, you don't know that,
right? But
because that's the thing. That is the exact same thing you would think we'd be coming into for African Americans in this franchise too. Like that, they're not afraid. That's why I like this shit.
I wasn't expecting
it. To go there with this.
I did not expect them to do that.
Anyone.
They're not going to, because the thing is that we're the worst. Mexican audience goers, we're the fucking worst. We are picky, and we are tribal, and we're weird. The fact, I bet you that there is people that were mad that he didn't speak a lick of Spanish. I bet you there's people out there. There's not, but the thing is that we're not a big enough sample size, and it's still in the early stages. You guys had Black Panther. You guys have had these characters for a long time, and people have to accept
it. It took a while before
10 years, 10 years, 10 years, and in 10 years you got those characters. In 10 years we got a half of one. Yeah. Okay. So
when are y'all gonna get y'all's Black Panther?
We're not. We're not.
Stop hijacking my shit.
We gotta wait till DC makes
Why does this happen during my shit?
Because you never take control. Be a man.
Shut up. TJ, go.
Like I was saying, with this franchise, I think
ask me a question.
10 out of 10 must watch. No, I didn't ask you that question. He asked you the question. Shut up. So, like I was saying, 10 out of 10 must watch because it does address racism and actually just addresses things like I was so entertained by just the fact of like, yo, like being a black superhero, it ain't like to be the Black Captain America.
His battery died. His battery died.
No.
What happened? What happens when you be the Black Captain America? We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Sorry, TJ. We'll never know. Oh, wait, he's back. He's back. Okay.
I'm still here. It was my bad. But ultimately, series was super dope. I actually did like the action moments. I've always said that as far as the Marvel stuff goes, my favorite shit is the Captain America shit. So they keep it going with this. Like I really like because Winter Soldier is as terms of a film, that's still my favorite Marvel film, next to Black Panther, because I'm legally obligated to love Black Panther.
Fair enough.
We will kick you out if you don't like it.
But yeah, I just love the Captain America stuff, and they keep it rolling with this. Do I think the antagonistic force behind this is a weak? Hell yeah.
Yes.
If you want to talk about flaws and why it's not like a 9 or a 10, the power broker stuff was predictable, but also like I get she's pissed. It didn't make sense in the first place why she didn't get the pardon before. Like they wouldn't just leave it.
They wouldn't.
It doesn't make sense that they would just leave her. That's not their style. But I also like the way that, you know, Falcon says it is okay. He's like, yo, with the coming back from being dead for 5 years thing kind of threw me off in the beat. But and I have my own shit to deal with, right? I get that, but it doesn't make sense why they leave it. But whatever. And then I would just say that, like you said, I think it probably could have used one more episode and I would have been okay. Like give it a little extra time to cook and be fine there. But it gives it adds a lot to the Marvel Cinematic Universe in terms of areas they can go with Captain America, with the Captain America franchises and kind of branch outs they can go from here. I'm kind of a little bit different from you, Tommy. I don't think Bucky like had the most to do, but I actually kind of like his arc in this of like him just because I think that plays to his arc of him just trying to find himself.
Right.
So he's not giving direction.
Thinking about it, I'm like, how much did he really? That's really his only arc is redemption. Like that's the only thing he really needed. Like Sam needed more than Bucky did in this show. Put it that way.
And so they spent their time focusing on that, but also now I wouldn't hate like now I'm like cool like with I feel like they did a lot of benchmarking in terms of establishing these characters. So going forward, it's not dwelling on the things of their past. It's dwelling on the new challenges they'll face, which is really, really good because whenever you're coming into, phase 4, you want to clean, not a clean cut, but we kind of want to make sure we're aiming for different audiences, different things going forward. And so I think it's dope. I think it's cool to see that and to see that and to have this franchise. But yeah, 8.5. I watched it twice, so it's good.
There you go.
And real quick before TACOPOWAH, you have your point. For comic book fans, I know TACOPOWAH is going to appreciate this. Shout out to them for introducing Madripoor. Holy fucking shit. As a comic book fan, that shit made me giddy as fuck because that is a very important location, especially if you like the X-Men.
I was just looking in the background. I was like, okay, where the fuck is Patches?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, okay, I'm looking for shit now. And they didn't really touch on much. It was just kind of in the alley and in the club. And I'm like, you introduced this shit. You can't just touch on this and leave it the fuck alone.
Just have Hugh Jackman in the background with an iPad.
Wait, so
have a bitch with like a white streak in her hair in the background. That's all I needed.
So is Madripoor an X-Men hub?
Yes and no. It's important in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's what Magneto's at most of the time.
To Wolverine, also.
Yeah. Wolverine spends a lot of time there. Like it's a very important place, more so for X-Men than any other Marvel character.
Okay.
So it's setting up something. Like you could have a whole Madripoor show and it'll just be fun shit happening because it's just that cool of a fucking location. But I was excited about
TACOPOWAH, take us out. What you think?
Okay, what I thought about this show was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. The messages that it had was great. It was to the point, and at times it was very deep. There were some issues that I had, again, like the bad guys were pretty much non-existent, and I just didn't care for the Flag Smashers. And I really, really would have loved to see more of GSP as Betrok the Leaper.
Oh, me too.
He was so fucking cool, and he only got 10 minutes of total screen time in the whole season.
Who's GSP again?
George St. Pierre. He was Batroc.
No, but what is he? An MMA fighter? That's right. I'm looking at him.
Yes,
okay.
One of the best ever to do it.
Contended to be the GOAT.
Yeah.
Decision to make Falcon the Captain America instead of Bucky, like it is in the comic books, was a very interesting one, and I thought it was the right move for them to make.
Yeah.
The addition of John Walker was also great, although I kind of wish they had done more episodes with him. Like, at least do one solid episode of John Walker doing Captain America shit before we get to his fall.
Did I lose everybody? Hey, everybody. Did my internet go out? Oh no. Oh no. My internet went out. Ain't that something?
WB suck dicks because you don't.
Hey guys, time out. My internet went out while you guys were explaining that. I lost about the last 5 minutes.
Oh,
No,
okay.
not 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes.
Okay.
I'm sorry. About a minute solid.
Oh, well, then you
Okay.
didn't miss much.
So yeah, so TACOPOWAH was in the middle of
Yeah.
explaining, and I think okay, I think we're back now.
We're back.
If I can see you, clearly your internet is working.
No,
now.
yeah, mine. We lost power for a moment. I think we even
Okay.
lost the stream. We were still recording, but we lost the stream. So TACOPOWAH, proceed.
Okay, where was I? Where did we leave off?
Jason Pierre-Paul.
Oh,
Jason St. Pierre, whatever.
George
Jason
St.
Jason
Pierre, yeah.
Pierre-Paul.
Here is Betroco is a treat. I really wish we had much more of him than what we got, and I wish he didn't go out the way he went out.
Right.
Yeah.
We could have used him for Thunderbolts.
Yeah. Like I said, he was that character that, like in comic books, they're always like villains that just pop up. Like whether it's the beginning of the comic book, our heroes fighting them, and it's just like, oh fuck, it's Batroc. Okay, cool. He could have been that to where like, all right, he just pops like what it looked like he was being at the beginning of this. That is kind of Batroc's purpose. Even in Captain America comics, he's kind of that guy.
Yeah,
It was like,
kinda
fuck, man, you
test
just
the new
got
blood.
rid of him. Yeah, and he's like, really? Like, god damn it, man. You don't have to kill everybody.
Right.
Some issues that I thought were really funny, and that's in terms of the stunt work. Whenever Carly went to fight, she always put the mask on. Every time she did, it was obviously her stunt double took over.
Yeah.
I was like, years of
Very
fucking
true.
Power Rangers have trained me to fucking catch shit like that. I'm like, oh, she's putting the mask on again. That means there goes a stunt double.
That's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
So
One last thing before, because
we're gonna wrap. Yeah.
yeah, no, I do think that the way that they ended off with Isaiah was awesome. I think that was
Oh,
the best way.
it brought it
That's-
to
it's
my
definitely
Like, that
one
was-
of the best
that was-
episodes.
I was like,
Who
damn,
won
I
the
wasn't
quiz?
ready for the gut punch.
They
there.
get you. Yeah.
That actor did insane. Oh my god! Like, when I looked at his eyes, I was like, "Oh no, dog, that's the way you get me. Give me teared up old man eyes. I'm done."
Yeah.
Crying
same
old
here.
black man.
Old black man. Yeah.
Yeah, old black man like almost about to cry because old black men are not allowed to shed tears.
They are the most hard
Oh.
motherfuckers in the world.
Especially him. He's lost everything, and he's able to release.
Yeah.
He's able to be like grieve because he hasn't grieved it. He's just been angry in his house, planting his garden.
And I don't blame him.
And I
Me
don't
either.
blame him. Now, I did hate that they go, okay, awesome, poignant, end on the statue, cut to credits. Nope, we gotta have a barbecue. Everybody dancing barbecue time.
Everybody eat the barbecue. I love the barbecue.
You put the barbecue before the statue. Do the barbecue,
I like
go to
after
the house,
statue.
and then I don't
It's
know.
all good shit. It's all good.
I don't know.
It's all positivity, Sammy. So hey, whether it was before, whether it was after, doesn't matter. Now, I thought they ended it perfectly with Bucky and Sam. Like, yeah, we're friends now, right? Yeah, I'm gonna have sex with you, sis. All right, let's go eat. Like, I like that. I love the way they did that shit. You ended on such a happy note to where, all right, these two characters are content. They are both in good places. All right, let's move forward. Next chapter, Loki. Let's see what the fuck you got going on.
Is it Loki first or is it Black
Loki is
Widow?
next.
No Black Widow?
Loki is next.
All
Well,
right.
we don't know the fuck Black Widow's coming out, so
Point is,
as of now, it's Loki.
August, isn't it?
July.
August,
It
so
does
Loki
July.
comes out
or
next
whatever.
month.
All right. Well,
Yeah, Loki comes out
until
next
then,
month, so.
folks, thank you for listening to this review. Let's go ahead and have you join us next Tuesday, 2 days from now. Top 5, guys. We're circling it back. Top 5 fighting character teams. So we're doing a battle royale, 5v5 fighting characters. Who would you pick for your swap in tag team tournament? 5 fighting game characters.
Do they have to be any fighting game?
If they're in fighting games, they can be in the game. If you just pick Superman 5 times, that's stupid.
So I can combine. Scorpion with Gal.
Guile, Scorpion. Actually, we might even do it
They
so
can
it could
be
be
on the
one from
same
a series.
team.
One from a
So
series, yes.
I could pick
Oh.
like Jiren.
That's kind of stupid.
Or-
Because
or you
yeah, Superman versus Jiren versus Ken is not gonna end well for Ken.
Let's say strictly fighting game proper, or like primarily fighting.
Pure
game
fighting game, original fighting
Yeah.
game characters.
Not pure, just
Injustice.
mainly fighting game proper.
No,
Injustice is a fighting game.
Injustice,
so
but
we
no,
have to include
but
it.
Superman is an original character
Primarily
from
a comic book.
We can eliminate.
Anyway,
Injustice. I'll be okay
Sig
with
Countdown,
that. We'll
fighting
figure it
game
out.
characters coming Tuesday. Join us. And in the meantime, you can find me at the Mexcellence on all forms of social media. We got to fix that, TJ. I know I don't have any more of your time, but we got to get that situated. Find me at the Mexcellence, THEMEXCELLENCE. Find us at MexMerch.com. Search the Mexcellence podcast on all podcast media.
Yeah, what's situated? What happened?
I got to figure out if I'm keeping my name or if I'm changing my name forever for social medias.
Right.
We'll get there. Not now, though. Tommy,
He's having an identity crisis.
where can they find
Tommy
you?
McGrew_art at Instagram.
And TJ, where can they find you?
TJ Mana, Instagram.
Figure it out. And TACOPOWAH, I need to make you a banner. Where can they find you?
Oh shit! I need to actually look up what my social media shit is.
Don't find Edward. Just use discount code NEWSTEAT for 5% off at MexPerch.com. That's NEWSTEAT. Coming soon. Inside jokes. Watch all of our shows to get the inside jokes. But in the meantime, it's time for us to get out of here. It's a 3-hour show, and my computer crashed at one point already. So let's get on out of here. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you Tuesday, 2 days from now. Appreciate you all. Goodbye, everybody. Everybody say goodbye. And TJ's in trouble with his girl, so he's got to get out of here. Bye.